Sorry, I'm not home right now. Walking in the spider web, so leave a message and I'll call you back.
I have, like, vivid memories of sitting in my neighbor's bedroom listening to that back in the 90s.
I have vivid memories of being in the back of my parents' car singing that and listening to the lyrics and being like, okay.
Yeah,
like getting it down.
I got it. Yeah, I remember dancing around with a ribbon. Because,
Take the pink ribbon off my eyes.
Literally.
Of course.
Yep, with her fucking boombox stereo system thing.
Oh,
man, that was fun. What a time.
What a time to be alive.
Honestly.
And now these kids get to dance to, like, bitches ain't shit and they can't say nothing.
Or they can, bust a sea lion.
That's true. Dude, don't even get me started on the sea lion shit. My kid will be in the back seat, and the second I park the car, he's like, I'm doing the sea lion. I'm like, in the back seat.
How?
He takes over the whole bench and just holds his feet and starts flopping like a dead fish. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're shaking the whole car, man.
These kids are so weird. So weird. They had a little school dance, and, like, all the kids were busting the sea lion. I was like, what the fuck is happening
The
here?
way trends and fads, like, rampage through our society anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
it was
weird.
just 6'7", and now my kids are like, don't say that. I'm
That's
like,
so annoying.
so cringe.
Yeah, exactly.
Apologies.
God damn!
Anyway, what's your goddamn, bitch?
You know it.
I do know it. I was like, I do?
So what is it? Well,
Tell
my
me.
goddamn is that it's your anniversary.
It is my anniversary.
And we're going to celebrate.
We
And
are
I'm
celebrating
so
tonight.
excited.
Tell
Tonight.
them how we're celebrating.
Girl, we're
Girl.
going to go see the legend,
The one.
the only Polly motherfucking Shore.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I honestly did not know he was still alive. And so
I didn't either.
I'm very excited about this to see what it's about. I have no idea what his stand-up is like. I've never
I have no
watched
idea
it.
either.
Neither
I
has
literally haven't
Brandon.
seen the man since the 80s.
Yeah.
But I'm stoked.
And I was like, well, I'm not going to Google it because the last time I've done that, like, oh, who's this comedian we're going to see? And then I Google it and then I'm like, oh, now I've seen this set that he's doing.
All
Great.
the jokes.
Yeah, and it annoys me. So I
feel like
haven't Googled
Pauly
any of it.
Shore is one of those people that, like, can't get away with that. Like, you can't just recycle the same joke.
I would
We're going to
hope.
stop seeing you.
Right. I would hope, but also, I don't know. I don't know. What if he's been running with the same thing for 15 years because everyone's like, I didn't know he did stand-up.
I didn't know he was still alive. So here is what I do know. I know that he is one of those comedians that is known for randomly popping in and out at the Comedy Store.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's one in La Jolla and one in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like one of the, like, Joe Rogans of the world, where not as big as him anymore.
He used
I
to
would
be.
argue he is bigger than Joe Rogan, but, you know, to each their own. He doesn't have his own fucking podcast and all that shit. Or does he? I don't know that part.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I don't know what he's been up to, and I hope he tells us.
I know, right? I think that he's just, like, really ingratiated in the Comedy Store world, though.
Yeah.
Also, I think his dad was somebody famous, and so then I'm like, is that the only reason he's famous? But also, he's real funny.
I mean, yeah.
He's real funny.
He shaped a lot of our childhood
Memories?
movies
I
and
know.
memories, you know?
I remember I loved the movie Son-in-Law. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'm all like,
you
I
bought
can't
it for
remember
me. Made me watch it.
I remember I loved that when I was little. And then fairly recently, one night, Lee and I were just chilling and we didn't know what to watch. And I was like, I really want to watch, like, one of those old school movies from back in the day. And we picked a Biodome. And so I watched that again recently and fucking dying laughing, by the
Yeah.
way. Like, I am still a 12-year-old boy in my mind.
Right.
And then last night we watched In the Army Now because I haven't seen that one. And Lee was like, that's his best one. I think it was like his first one too. I don't know for sure.
I haven't seen it either.
But it's got, like, Andy Dick in it and
Yeah.
shit. Anyway, so I watched it last night. Bitch, I laughed out loud at several parts. And I'm like, this is... And it's all, like, very offensive now, a lot of it. You know, because
Right.
he's, like, all like, oh, come here, baby. And, like, you know, smooching on the babes.
Molesty.
That's his image, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A bit of a creep.
But it's so funny because I always tell the boys, like, you're being crazy. You're crazy boys.
You're so crazy
And
boys.
Lee's like, that's from In the Army Now. And I'm like, it is? No fucking idea.
That's funny.
I know.
Oh,
Anyway,
I didn't know it was either.
I know. I didn't know that, but I watched
Now
it last
I
night, and
know.
I was so excited to see him tonight.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited.
Me too.
And
That should
just
be
to
my
get out,
goddamn-
you know?
Yeah, for sure. I know.
To be out.
BT Dubs. I don't know when the last time you went to the Comedy Store was, but they make you do that, like, yonder bag shit where you put your phone in a locked ass bag that's like a Faraday cage or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then you have to like go to the designated areas, which makes me nervous when I have babysitters. I'm like, how the fuck will I ever know if something happened?
Yeah. Do you not get to keep your phone on you?
You do, but it's just in a bag, so you can't
see it.
You can't see it. You can't. I mean, you can put it on vibrate so you could feel if something.
But then if you got a text or a call or
you
something.
have to go to like a smoking area, like a phone area to unlock it, and then you can use your phone. They don't want you recording the artists.
Yeah, no, I get that part.
Yeah.
But like the front of the bag isn't clear, so you could be like, oh, it's not the babysitter.
No, girl, it is not. It sucks.
The fuck?
And it's the most random place where, like, I get we're going tonight to go see Pauly Shore, but historically, it's always these, like, no-name people, and I'm like, why do I need this bag? And it's only been the, like, last 2 or 3 years that they're really strict on it. Like, you have to put your phone in a bag every time. So just be prepared for that.
That's so weird. I haven't used one. I know they use them in some schools and stuff, too.
Yeah, I don't love it.
No, I don't either.
But I will do it.
Interesting.
Anyway, you want to hear my goddamn? It should be that we're going to see Pauly Shore tonight, but it's not.
What is it?
The other day, I was standing in my house. Just the other day. It's the end of the night. You know how it is as parents when you're like, fuck, thank God I get to sit down now. And it was a day.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck had happened that day. A day. Very busy day.
And you clocked out.
What?
And you clocked out.
Yeah, I was ready to clock out. Like, I was walking to the living room to be like, oh, where's my old trusty seat? You know?
Yeah.
And as I'm walking through the living room, Lee was standing in the kitchen area, and I stopped to have a chat. And while we were chatting, I'm like, it smells an awful lot like shit.
Uh-oh.
Did somebody shit? And I said it about 1,800 times because I've got the most sensitive smeller. But it smelled like somebody didn't feel good shits, you know? And Lee was like, no, nobody shit. And I'm like, it's just our house. That's great. That's really gross.
That's crazy. Could we locate it, maybe?
Yeah. Wow. Anyway.
Is it in a certain area?
And then I said, because Chip, my dog, my Bernese Mountain Dog mixed with Australian Shepherd, who has a lot of fur, especially on her hind legs, she was sitting there. And I said, does Chip have like a fucking dingleberry on her ass or some shit? Like, why does it smell like that? And Lee's like, I don't know. And I bend over and I look at her ass and I can't see. She's got one of them like cute little nubby tails. Like it didn't get cut off, but it looks like it got cut off. And if you touch it, it's really just like a bunch of fleshy skin.
Yeah, it's
like,
just a little nubbin.
Not a bone or anything.
Real furry nubbin.
Yeah, and then it's got longish hair on it and it just kind of comes down to a little point. She's cute, right? Anyway, her little backdoor flap. That's all I saw. Like I didn't see anything. I was like, nope, it's not on her ass. And then Lee walks away to the living room and Chip starts to do that rotating scratch your ass shit on the carpet. And as she does so, she left a marker streak all over the carpet, right? And she flips over on her back like, just love me. Because I'm yelling at her like, don't do that, right? And then, so she flips over like, just love me. Fucking so much shit. So much shit all over her butt, all over her legs. Like her little outside tail feathers were covering everything.
Oh,
and then when she flipped upside down, it like opened the Kraken's mouth. And it was just shit everywhere.
She has so much fur.
Oh my God, she has so much fur. And this dog, her shits are bigger than like a human shit, right? And
they were like Carl shits.
It wasn't diarrhea shit. It was a turd stuck to her ass, which she had then just smushed into her fur.
Oh,
yeah.
And your carpet.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then Lee had to go give her a bath. And I took carpets. I was like, I'm on carpets, which of course you have to like then vacuum and then like clean it and whatever. Anyway, so that's my story is that my dog just like fucking shit herself and smeared it all over the carpet right when I was about to relax.
Oh, she said, not today, motherfucker. You better get up.
And then she was all stoked after, you know, a wet dog with the zoomies and no shit on her asshole anymore.
Too, yeah. She's like, I just pooped. I feel great.
Second follow-up, goddamn, to that. This morning, I wake up because at night, every night, it's like bedtime, toodles, noodles, whatever. Lee takes the dogs to sleep. I close all the windows. Well, we kind of tag team that and turn off all the lights, whatever. And then I go in the room and get fucking prepared. Usually I have to move a kid or some shit. But Lee always does take the dog's potty because I'll just fucking let him shit in the house. Like, I'm done now. They're not going fast enough. They've taken, you know, when you have to like coax them outside?
Yeah.
He's so good at making sure they go outside. I'm like, she won't fucking listen and I'm done.
Yeah, she won't go. Guess she doesn't need to.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
And then she shits on the carpet and I'm like, what the fuck?
How did this happen?
I don't understand. So it was one of those nights, right? And I go to bed, whatever, sleep, wake up in the morning and it's our anniversary and the card is out the door. So I have to like sneak and get it first and start filling it out. You know, Amazon. Sorry, guys. I did Amazon, but I knew to, you know what I mean?
You know?
Anyway,
yeah.
I didn't prepare. And
don't
so
apologize. I use Amazon.
Although I used to use it a lot. I'm trying really hard to be more educated on my purchases.
Although, Cards are just a Dollar Tree thing now.
I should have, but I knew that I wasn't. I did it last night. I was like, I'm not gonna go to the store tomorrow, and I wanted it for before he went to work. Anyway, doesn't matter. Went to go get the card, and as I come out into the kitchen, there's Chip looking at me from the outside through the slider's door, and she's fucking got the waggies. Like, she is so happy to see me.
She said, "Oh, thank God, I thought you left. I thought I was out here forever."
The door was locked. She got fucking locked outside last night. And then Lee came out of the shower, and I was like, "Babe, did you let the dog out before you went in the shower?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "I think Chip was outside all night." She would not leave my side. Like, obsessed. Like, needed to. She kept doing the, like, big breath. But, like, I was regulating her by petting her. Like, "I'm so sorry, baby girl." And she's, like, horrified.
Oh, no. She's like, "You didn't even know I was missing."
I was like, "Babe, she's a California dog. She doesn't go outside." Like, what?
Oh, poor girl.
She was missing her bed all night. She probably fucking loved it. And it's comfortable here.
Sleep, poor girl.
I know. She's going to sleep all day. That's what Lee said. He said, "Let me know if she sleeps all day."
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Anyway, locked her ass out. Second goddamn.
I didn't even see her when I came in.
She's probably sleeping. She's been up all night keeping fucking watch on the grounds.
I didn't even think about it. I saw Chell. She came in. She didn't even come say hi to me.
That is so... See, she's tired, bitch. She's been
tired.
outside keeping watch.
Oh, that's funny. Poor girl.
I wonder where she slept, though.
Probably right in front of the door.
I was, like, grabbing her ears and her nose and paws, like, trying to see if she was cold.
Yeah.
She wasn't, so I was so confused.
I think she's one of those dogs that's, like, she's meant to be outside, you know? Like, she'd be okay. She's probably way too fucking hot in your house.
I actually really feel bad for her because she is one of those dogs, and I'm like, I need to take her on more walks.
Right, or just, into the snow.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel some nature.
Let her live in it for a minute. Oh, baby.
Poor girl. Anyway,
she's too soft for that.
Man.
Maybe she'll never have dingleberries again because she'll be like, that's the consequence.
Yeah, I'll get my ass locked outside.
Oh, man.
Anyway, are you ready
girl.
for our true crime case today?
I actually have never been more ready for anything in my life.
Thank God, because you guys are in for a treat again. I... Spoiler alert, have an Epstein case to tell you guys about, finally. I'm back.
The audience approves. The
well,
audience of one right here.
I was like, some approve, some don't. But
it's like a 50-50.
Also, spoiler alert, if you're about to turn it off, wait! There is not talk of child porn, okay?
Oh, good.
So there's no child porn in this one.
Okay.
We all need a fucking break, all right?
Yeah.
We all know what's going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
And also, we have a package at the end.
Oh, yes, from Bailey, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Bailey. Can't wait to open it. This week's episode is going to be on a man named Paolo Zampolli.
Okay. Paolo Zampolli.
Why are you laughing already?
Well, because I was like, it's Pauly Shore, and then I was like, Zamboni.
Oh, no. This is way worse. This
is
not...
Pauly in it?
No.
Thank God.
No, this guy is not as funny as Pauly Shore. Paolo Zampolli. Now,
okay.
Disclaimer before we get started, as per usual for these episodes. There's a lot of rabbit holes. There's a lot of trails. I try to cover them all. Eventually, I have to put up stop signs and be like, just put a pin in that one, because that's a thing that I didn't have enough time for.
Think about that. When you have time, research it.
Yeah. Also, this shit takes all my energy and effort to research, so I'm so behind on any kind of social media or emails or anything like that. And just know it was for a good cause, okay?
Yep. On it.
All right, so here we go. Let's jump into it. Episode 387, Paolo Zampolli.
God damn.
Now, Paolo Zampolli was born March 5th, 1970, in Milan.
Ooh, fancy.
To a very wealthy family.
Oh, even fancier.
And they were so wealthy that they owned a castle in northern Italy.
Okay, well, now listen, because there's castles for sale in Kansas and shit.
Fair.
Not that expensive.
Fair. I think that this was like a real castle.
Oh. That's different.
Like, they're really wealthy. I don't know for sure. I didn't look up a picture. Actually, it did, like, when I hovered over it on Wikipedia, it showed me, like, a picture of what looked like the entryway of, like, Alamo.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You know, like, remember the Alamo? That one?
I remember.
Where you're like, is that, I mean, it's obviously Italian structures, but it looks
Yeah.
kind of like, you know.
Like adobe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white mud brick, whatever.
And I would think that you would see a picture of a castle if you hovered over that. But, you know,
Right,
maybe that's
right.
just the entry to the castle.
Maybe
Or
it's just
I
a
didn't-
compound. That's
yeah,
all you could see from
yeah.
there.
I didn't investigate. But the point being, he's very wealthy.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
And he grew up in Milan, where he was born.
Yeah. In his castle?
In his castle. Very well-known family. So most of the family wealth came from his mother's side, who I think they like sold steel or some shit to help build Italy or France's railways, something like that. Like kind of like our
oil barons.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. They're like, we have all the material needed for this.
We're going to go ahead and procure that so that we can sell it to you for a lot of money.
Yeah.
His father was the owner of a toy company called Harbert, which was a prominent toy manufacturer and distributor in Italy from 70s to the early 90s.
Oh.
And I don't know, like, it wasn't like fucking lame-ass Giuseppe toys. It's, sorry. You know, like when you go to the overpriced store and you're like, I could just get this at Target and the name brand. It wasn't like that. It was like they held the licensing for Star Wars so that they could sell Star Wars toys. It's like the same shit here, but in Italy.
Okay, yeah.
Like a distributor
it's
of
like
that
a real toy store, whatever.
Right. And making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about Paolo's childhood, but when he was 18, his father ended up dying in a skiing accident. Bum, bum, bum.
Sonny Bono.
Yeah. Oh, is that his father?
Uh-huh.
We must investigate. No, but you know, with all these people, I'm like, was it a skiing accident?
Right.
What happened?
What happened,
Was
though?
it suicide? Anyway, so he died in a skiing accident.
I'm pretty sure a lot of skiing accidents happened in like the 70s,
Right.
90s, whatever.
Right.
Like
Before they were like, you know what we should do? Protect our head.
Before the 2000s when they were like, uh-oh, helmets.
Let's put a helmet on you.
I know helmets were around before the 2000s. I'm just saying.
Yeah, especially if you're like some rich people who could just be like fucking skiing in the back Alps of goddamn Italy, whatever they're called there.
Yeah. It's not the Alps. It's a different one.
Like, you're for sure running into a tree on accident.
Right. Yeah, I feel like so many celebrities and other people, rich people, died of skiing accidents. Like,
yeah,
way
it was
more
like
common.
the way to go.
Yeah. And now you never hear about it.
Oh, you're
People
just a
stop
member of the
Yeah.
ski club.
You stay in the chalet.
Exactly. So his father died in a ski accident, and Paolo dropped out of college to take over the toy business that his dad owned, right?
Little Willy Wonka thing.
Exactly. Now you hold the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Paolo, coming from an already elite background, had many connected family friends whom he palled around with.
Mm-hmm.
One family friend was a man by the name of Flavio Briatore.
Okay.
I'm probably going to wreck all these names. Just keep that in mind.
But you'll say them how they're spelled.
Right, exactly. So Flavio, like every time I see Flavio, I'm like, Flavio Flav.
I was like, Flavio Flav.
Yeah, he does not look like a Flavio Flav, but he probably has the same vibes. He looks like an old man.
Oh, okay.
An old man with longer hair, ready to vibe.
But back in the 70s, he was Flavio Flavin all over the place.
Sure he was. Now, Flavio, he's an associate of Jeffrey Epstein's and Ghislaine Maxwell. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. Well, let's not sully good Flava Flav's name.
I know, right? Good friends, good family friends with Paolo's family, and we know that he is also associates of Epstein and Maxwell.
Okay.
And if you don't know who they are by now, that would be fucking crazy. But just in case, they're accused of doing a lot of very bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Not good people. Not
Mostly a lot
savory
of
people.
trafficking and scandals.
Yeah. Flavio would also go on to eventually date Naomi Campbell in the late 90s,
Ooh.
FYI, just so we kind of know who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
And she was 28 at the time and he was 48.
Ooh.
All right, so when I said old man, that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that we are closer to 48 than...
Than 28 at this point in our life? Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to paint the picture for you.
Okay, but he's an older gentleman, a distinguished gentleman
Right.
who's with a hot young lady.
Exactly, model.
Mm-hmm.
And he would go on to have a child with Heidi Klum in the early 2000s.
What?
Yeah, the Seal, the wife of Seal. Yeah. Which, are they still together?
I thought.
I think so too. I don't really know. But Heidi was 30 at the time and Flavio was 53. Okay.
Number one, if Heidi was 38 at the time, or
She was 30.
at
Yeah.
the time, I can't imagine how old she is now. She's got to be like 80.
At
But she
least.
looks like she's 20.
She's got it.
I don't understand.
I don't either, girl. It's these elites, man. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Drinking that baby blood.
Exactly. So, spoiler alert, Flavio is not in the kid's life. Seal actually adopted the child. So.
Oh, wow. Good for Seal.
Yeah, I know. But all I'm thinking is like, okay, this is a rich dude friends with Jeffrey Epstein who had models everywhere. He probably fucking abused them.
Yeah.
I'm speculating wildly, okay? And then Heidi Klum probably got fucking knocked up and was like, oh shit.
What do I do?
Yeah. And then she's like, you don't have to be in the life. Anyway, I don't know. I'm speculating. Also, they could all know what's going on and be like, I want to be with him because he's rich and old and I want his money. Who knows? Okay?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's love.
Or maybe it's love.
Flavio actually hosted Naomi Campbell's 31st birthday on a yacht where Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Virginia Giuffre attended. Now, Virginia, if you don't know, has accused Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell of sex trafficking her. And then she was always like, I will never suicide myself. And then she suicided herself, allegedly.
Like a week after she said she wouldn't.
Yeah. And she's the one that like started spilling the beans on all this. And there's actually photographic evidence of this that Giuffre produced. She's like, look, here I am, right? And you can see her in there.
Okay.
So this man may allegedly be a part of this whole Jeffrey Epstein
circle.
ring,
Yeah.
I'm claiming, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty obvious
And that's Flavio, not Paolo.
Right, we're still on Flavio.
Yeah.
Just explaining the kind of character that Paolo is family friends with.
Okay, yeah.
So, I don't know that, but I like to use my fucking rational reasoning here, if that's a thing. Yeah, to be like, I'm pretty sure he knew what the fuck was going on. Because Virginia Giuffre at the time was underage on his yacht at this party for Naomi Campbell. She was like 16.
Gross.
And he didn't give a fuck. And it was his party that he was throwing.
He didn't give a
he's
damn.
next to her in the picture. So
He didn't give a fuck.
you can't be like, I had no idea. Anyway, so Flavio, close family friends with Paolo. And Paolo is kind of known as a partier and not so much as a business guy, right? He's taken over the family toy business, but
it's also a toy business. He's like, I'm not that serious.
Yeah. He really just wants to go party.
Yeah.
So he decides he wants to sell off his dad's toy business. Enter Flavio's best friend, a man by the name of Silvio Berlusconi.
Okay, these are great names.
I know,
Paolo,
right?
Flavio, Silvio.
Yeah, girl, we are in the thick of it, babe.
Man,
Okay,
what are the other, Eevee's evolutions? You got Umbreon.
Girl, you're good at this game.
Leafeon.
So Flavio's best friend, Silvio,
Okay.
he just so happened to be looking for a business to buy. And so Paolo sold the family toy business to him and decided he wanted to get in the fashion and modeling industries.
Okay. He was like, I love these women.
I would like to own them.
I'm going to purchase them
Legally.
with their career.
Quote unquote. Exactly. So now Silvio, he was an Italian billionaire media mogul. So he owned like a major television network and a publishing empire. And he would go on to become one of the most powerful business figures today. Sort of like our Donald Trump, but the Italian Donald Trump is like Silvio.
Mm-hmm.
He became the prime minister and he remains a very highly controversial figure because of legal and ethical scandals. Bom, bom, bom. So when Silvio purchased the toy store from Paolo, he was just adding to his empire. Like it wasn't like, and then he went and did something amazing with it. It kind of almost sounds like they each did each other a favor.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy it from you and put it under the umbrella of everything I own, and you can have the money now and go off and do whatever you want.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to run that anymore. I'll take this chore from you. My people will handle it.
Right. And they're family friends, so they worked out a deal.
Great.
Now, another one of Paolo's really close friends was a family friend by the name of John Casablanca. Now, he is kind of a big deal in the biz as well because he was the founder of Elite Model Management and was a major figure in the modeling industry.
Okay.
He also, I will go on and say all this, but just spoiler alert, elite modeling, John Casablanca, lots of scandals of sexual assault. All right?
I've heard of elite modeling because of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, exactly. So again, not a savory character.
Mm-hmm.
One night in 1994, Paolo attended an elite management fashion show in Ibiza, and that's when John Casablancas encouraged Paolo to come to the United States to get involved with the modeling scene here.
Okay.
So now that Paolo's like, well, I'm kind of interested. He goes to Ibiza. He attends this like big fashion show, and his really close friend is like, you got to come to the U.S. It's going to be the next booming modeling area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Paolo followed John's advice, and he moved to New York, and he rented a luxury apartment in Union Square, which is a very high-priced, fancy area in downtown New York. And he began working for an agency called Metropolitan in 1995,
Okay.
like a modeling agency.
Yeah.
As part of his job at Metropolitan, he was required to fly all over the world to scout models for his agency. And on one trip to Milan in 95, Paolo met a model by the name of Melania Naus to become Melania Trump.
I was going to say,
Mm-hmm.
well,
I don't know if I'm saying her maiden last name right.
what was
Again,
it?
I said Naus. It's Knauss.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody actually knows it. I feel like that's something that should be common knowledge, but
I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah.
I was wondering if it was the same Melania, and I was like, don't want to speculate.
Yeah, no. Okay, so Paolo scouts her out in 95.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and is like, you need to come join my agency. You're beautiful and a model, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, sign my ass up. So by 1996.
Sign my tits up.
Yeah, exactly. By 1996, Paolo had personally sponsored Melania's H-1B visa into the United States and helped facilitate her move here to begin her modeling career.
Wow, okay.
He moved Melania into his apartment building in Union Square.
Building or apartment?
Well, he had an apartment. This is kind of confusing to me, if I'm being quite honest, because this is going to be another man who has a lot of apartments everywhere. Okay?
Okay. So he's like, I got one. I'll house you here.
Exactly. And this apartment building was called the Zeckendorf Towers. It's still called the Zeckendorf Tower. It's still there. I'm pretty sure he still owns it. Like, there's not, I don't know if he owns the whole building, but he has apartments there. And he houses Melania. I don't know if it's in the same one.
Okay.
I've heard rumors that, like, the rumors are basically that they would put all the models in apartments. And these apartments were like, they're like, a New York apartment is like our version of a house, pretty much, right? Like, they're smaller and everything, and they're very expensive, but they're still spacious when you go inside. These kind of apartments are.
Yeah.
So I think several models lived in, the same apartments at times, and they were coming and going.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll get more on that later. But Melania is now living in Union Square by Paolo.
Okay.
If not with him. Melania started off at the Metropolitan Agency where Paolo worked, but soon after she arrived, Paolo decided that he wanted to open his own modeling agency, and so he did, and he called it ID Model Management.
Okay.
And she began to model for ID after he opened it. Now, throughout all of this, Paolo is very much integrated in the New York nightlife scene and partying it up at all the nightclubs and everything. Like, he is very well known here also. Yeah. Because he's got a fuck ton of money and elites know each other.
Socialite.
Exactly.
Paris Hilton follower
Correct.
person. Yeah.
Yep. It's not clear if a nightclub is where Paolo eventually meets Donald Trump or if they meet at some fashion-related event in New York or whatever, but they are introduced to each other through their mutual friend, John Casablanca.
Oh, okay.
And at this point in the story, they are friends, like really close friends. Like, after Paolo moves to New York, they meet through John Casablanca, and they're both known as partiers, whatever. So they start hanging out a lot.
John and Paolo.
Paolo and Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
Are best friends. John Casablanca is the family friend and the mutual friend to Donald. I don't know how integrated he is in their little friendship, but Donald Trump and Paolo become close friends.
Okay. Just in the New York scene together.
Exactly. And Paolo even says that he and Trump were fixtures of the 1990s New York City nightlife and that they both shared a common interest, quote, we both like beautiful things, end quote. Sorry for that right in your ears. But it was an appropriate reaction.
Yeah, that's gross.
In September of 1998, while at the Kit Kat Club, which I guess is a club that was owned by one of Epstein's friends.
Oh, I was like, Hershey Kit Kat himself?
No, not himself. Is that Hershey's?
I don't know.
I think
Probably.
that's like Mars or something.
I actually don't know.
I don't really either. So they're fixtures. They both like beautiful things, right?
Yeah.
In September of 1998, while at the Kit Kat Club,
Is it 3Ks? Like, why is it called that?
It's not 3Ks, but I bet it fucking is. I bet if you went there, you would find people who like 3Ks together. I don't know for sure. I'm speculating. But,
Yeah.
Okay, obviously one of Epstein's friends. I keep saying this because I just want you guys to know they're all hanging out with very unsavory characters.
Yeah. Well, it's all the elites of New York
Exactly.
in the 90s.
So we can all
It's
claim,
a small group.
I didn't know Epstein, but you're all fucking sure as shit hanging out with everybody who's hanging out with him.
He was just at the same bar top table as me.
100%. Yeah, exactly. So they go to the Kit Kat Club, and Paolo introduced his model friend Melania to Donald Trump at this club.
At the Kit Kat Club.
At the Kit Kat Club. At the time, Donald Trump was on a date with his then girlfriend, a girl by the name of Selena Middle Fart, and I will not. I am serious. It might be Midle Fart, but
No. First of all, gasp. He was on a date
with a girlfriend at the time when he met Melania.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure he didn't just like start making out with Melania or anything.
I
It wasn't,
don't know.
Love at first sight, but This poor middle fart. Poor Mrs. Middle Fart.
It gets worse because Middle Fart was actually one of Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriends. So if you want my opinion, she's probably a victim and a survivor.
Yeah.
But her name is Selena. I don't know anything else about her. I didn't go down that rabbit hole.
She's not the Selena.
No. I guess Donald Trump really took a liking to Melania because it wasn't long after that the pair became a couple and Selena became Donald's ex also.
Okay, yeah. He was like, listen,
We're on
I could change your last name, but
thank fuck.
You'll never get over Middle Fart.
Yeah, it'll be hard to give that one up.
Yeah.
It even surprised Paolo how quickly Donald Trump and Melania got together. But all three of them, Paolo, Melania, Donald, they all agree that this is where Donald Trump met Melania.
Okay. Okay. Why? Is this contested?
You'll see.
Okay.
It's here where I will mention that Paolo Zampolli was known around New York as the guy who threw crazy parties with all of the models in his agency and like his fancy New York apartments. Mm-hmm. So it comes as no surprise that Paolo's modeling scene and party scene often intersected with Jeffrey Epstein's circle and that the men were acquainted and friendly with each other.
Yeah.
Okay? Because everybody likes to claim they didn't know him, he was a creep.
Yeah.
That's what they're all stated as saying, just for the record, in the media.
But he was always invited to the parties at my house.
And we all ran a very similar business model.
Yeah. And
weird.
In fact, all of our friends are friends.
Yeah. And we're even crossing
my kids
victims.
call him Uncle.
Selena was with Epstein and now with Trump.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird how we're just passing our models around.
Very intermingled.
I'm guessing they're all fucking best friends.
Yeah.
And they're like in on it together. Yeah. Like we have insane amount of money. We can get these babes around us. We all do shit. I got your back. You got mine. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm guessing. So now we're in 2002, okay? Mm-hmm. And while they're all living in Manhattan, New York, Paolo met a model by the name of Amanda Ungaro.
Okay.
Allegedly at a nightclub.
Okay.
Now, Amanda just so happened to be a teenage model from Brazil.
Okay.
Who was signed with John Casablancas when she was just 13.
Gross.
Gross.
Where are her parents?
Well, now I will add this. Her parents were with her. So when she first
they were like, we got an apartment in Manhattan. I don't give a fuck where you go at night.
I don't know about that part. Allegedly, they used to travel with her and all this stuff when she was like 13. But by the time she hit 16... they felt comfortable with her doing whatever, and then they were just flying her all over, right?
Oh, my God.
I know. So.
Wild.
It is wild. When she was 16, she signed with Karen Models from Italy, where her agent, Jean-Luc Brunel, who we discussed in episode 371, recruited her as a model and accompanied her to New York with the goals of getting her signed with the U.S.-based agency.
Okay. So she came here with Jean-Luc
Brunel, who we know is also besties with Epstein, been all over that island, would procure the models for Epstein to victimize.
Yes.
And he was very aware of everything going on.
Allegedly.
So now we have Amanda, who is going to be flown to New York at the age of 16.
Mm-hmm. Who met Paolo at a nightclub.
Allegedly. I'm going to explain that here. So Amanda says that the way in which she flew to the U.S. was on the Lolita Express, Epstein's plane. Ugh. And she said that there were tons of other kids on there, like ages 13 to 16, and that there were weird things happening that she didn't understand at the time.
Like what?
Like probably taking the girls into back rooms and shit for molestation. I'm not sure. She doesn't specify, okay? Mm-hmm. And spoiler alert, she's probably trying to protect herself in the things that she doesn't specify on.
Right.
But we can read between the lines. She also does mention that at some point in the flight or after the flight, Jean-Luc Brunel tried to give her basically drugs in a baggie and make her put it in her purse, but she refused because she was 16. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she also says...
we're at an airport. Like, that's a big no-no.
Well, I think they kind of just flew into, like, you know...
You still fly into an airport,
I know.
I mean, unless you have a private runway or something.
I don't know,
it is still a legitimate airport.
I mean, you have trying to hide it, so
you have to walk off the tarmac and go through the fucking gate.
Security,
still.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but that's what she claims, right? She also says that after that flight, she never saw Epstein again.
Okay.
But that is also going to change later, so keep that in mind, okay?
Okay.
But she's like basically saying like I wasn't a part of Epstein's circle. Like I was on the ancillary side of things, right? Jean-Luc Brunel brought me in and then I ended up with Paolo, but she wasn't like part of Epstein's harem.
Yeah,
according to
she
her.
just took the bus ride with him.
Right. So while in the U.S. looking for work, Amanda, who is 16 at the time, was out at a nightclub. I'm assuming she was brought to the nightclub for, quote, exposure. Like, come to this club with all my rich friends and maybe I can get you a contract, because that is how these men operated. So, like, if you were a model, you were expected to attend all those parties too. And a lot of the models are like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to do it, but they have to do it as part of their contract or in order to get more gigs, right?
Yeah, it's a way to network.
Because what is a 16-year-old doing at a nightclub?
Right.
Like, I have questions.
You shouldn't be allowed in.
Or maybe she was just a wild child. Like, yeah, let's go get drunk. I don't know. But she's out of the nightclub, and that's where she meets Paolo Zampolli, who is 32 at the time that she is 16. And he scouted her out to be a model at his ID model management agency. She accepts the job, and she starts to model for ID. And eventually, Paolo begins to woo her romantically, so he claims. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it like
I think it's called grooming.
I was just going to say, I'm going to go ahead and call it like it is. It's grooming. He begins assaulting her and using his position of power to intimidate her so that she can be a model in the U.S.
Yeah,
is
gross.
exactly what happens.
Gross.
Yeah. He convinces her to move to the United States with him, and the couple starts a 2-decade-long relationship, which we will get into.
Gross.
Paolo insists that the relationship didn't start until she was 19. So he says she was a model at 16 and he was just like strictly professional relationship until she turned 19.
Totally.
And then that's when he started to pursue her romantically. However, I will say that the dates don't align. Like, I mean, well, when they get quote unquote married, she's 19. And so, like, you wooed her very quickly, if that's the case. If you're telling me there's no previous background or anything, which I don't believe him.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
However, Amanda will later dispute this claim that
there was no
he waited.
Okay, yeah.
And admits that Paolo began trying to date her when she was just 15 years old.
Gross.
Which she claims she was 16 when she flew on Epstein's plane. So this would suggest to me that she knew Paolo before she was on the plane with Epstein, maybe through John Casablanca, because that was her agent when she was 13. But this is a part of the story that isn't clear yet. Like, it's still muddy. Nobody's told it clearly. We don't know. And it's probably muddy on purpose.
Yeah.
And she's only now being like, I was 15 when he first started courting me. Because
so
there's spoiler alert, there's going to be some legal issues here. So she's finally actually coming out and saying how it is. Which is why when I'm researching, it's like, she was 19 and I'm writing it. And then I'm going back and being like, hold up, she said she was 15 though.
Yeah.
I thought she was 15 too. So I'm going to put that in there.
Yeah. And I believe her version of events more than the person being prosecuted.
1,000%. And then when we know that John Casablanca was really close family friends with Paolo, that makes sense. Like, Paolo probably has been having access to these models for quite a long time. And that's probably why he didn't want to do toys anymore. He was like, you know what's more fun?
Yeah.
Having a modeling agency.
Yeah.
And John was like, yeah, you should go to the U.S. There's no one out there doing what we're doing here. So either way, Paolo and Ashley both claim that they were quote-unquote married in 2004 when she was 19.
Why is it quote-unquote?
It'll come out later that they actually weren't married.
Oh.
And so that means that Amanda is, like, still only here on an H-1B visa, I suppose. You know, because, like, you would get married and then get citizenship or whatever. But he doesn't have I don't even know how that would work. I am not smart enough to know how our own fucking
immigration laws work.
Yeah, exactly. So just keep that in mind. They don't actually get married, but they tell everybody that they're married. And the couple were quickly welcomed into the elite circles of New York as a married couple.
Okay.
And this
which is fucking wild. If any of my friends now at 30 some odds years old came with a 20-year-old, I'd be like, you need to get the fuck out of my house.
I know, but you got to remember, you're hanging out with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and John Casablanca and Jean-Luc Brunel, like all the people who were procuring these young kids. Yeah, so
that's just gross. That's just gross. That's just gross.
Also, the modeling world, it probably still is. I don't know what it's like now, but definitely in the early 2000s, late 90s, was prowling grounds for what the fuck were we doing? Like, all the models were young.
Yeah.
They were all being sexually exploited, even just in the photos, you know? Like, we were all reading the Cosmos and shit like that. Like, the shit I read at 16 about how to give a blowjob or whatever is wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. The couple, like I said, they're quickly welcomed into the elite group and circles and stuff. And this is when Paolo makes his attempt to broaden his modeling empire with his friend Jeffrey Epstein. So by 2004, Paolo made a bid to buy elite model management from John Casablanca after the agency started to face sharp criticism for charging a large commission from their models instead of the legal 10% cap that was imposed on the industry. So they would be like, they would make up charges and shit. And they were taking like 80% from the models.
Oh my God.
Like they were taking all their money.
And their dignity and
everything else. And then just being like, anyway, aren't you so lucky for the exposure? Like, you're a big model.
You live in New York with this apartment and you're mine now, and you can't have anything or save for anything or actually enjoy the career.
Well, and they were expensing them for their hotels or for their apartments and things
wild.
Like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Also, Elite Management and John Casablanca were sued for sexual misconduct. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And John was actually accused of having several sexual relationships with underage teen models. There was an accusation that he impregnated a 15-year-old and arranged for the abortion, which also would track all the shit you're reading in the files.
Right, yeah.
The execs at the modeling agency were accused of using their power to coerce models to do sexual things with them, basically just repeated claims of sexual assault and abuse on minors and a failure to protect the minors, because that would be their duty as a underage employer.
Yeah.
As the laws would state it. These allegations were like all over the media and obviously gave a bad reputation to the agency, to Elite Model Management. And so they had to file for bankruptcy. And that's when Paolo made the joint bid with his bestie, Jeffrey Epstein, to buy out the agency. Like, don't worry, we'll solve this. We'll buy it for you.
Like, we'll smooth this whole thing over, but don't take our girls.
Yeah.
They still need a place to live and go and be with me.
100%. Okay, so what's interesting is that ultimately they were outbid by these brothers named the Trump brothers. And they're not related to Donald Trump.
Okay.
Their names are Jules and Eddie. Okay.
Okay.
Now they outbid Paolo and Epstein for the agency. But they are some like South African Israeli real estate tycoons that live in South Florida. And Eddie is closely associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, his name is brought up in emails where clearly Epstein has connections and he's offering to place girls with agents and house them, that sort of stuff. So like, oh, I can get girls for this guy. Like, in the files, you can clearly hear them talking about, or you can clearly read that they're talking about different girls at different agencies and how he knows the person who runs the agency. So like, I can get a girl from Eddie. I can get a girl from so-and-so. Or like, Eddie's talking to him and he's like, I can help get her a job as a model somewhere. So he's friends with Jeffrey Epstein, but he outbids him in this bidding war to buy this agency.
Well, yeah. I mean, why go through a middleman to get your girls?
I suppose.
I don't. Your own.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. But this one is just weird to me. I'm like, what's going on here? Because clearly, if either of them buy it, like
you'll then have access. Like,
like friends. You still get to. Yeah. It's still the same agency. Essentially, is what I'm getting at. It's just you put it under a different ownership so that we all stop bitching and moaning about like a sexual assault's happening here.
Yeah.
So either way, Eddie and Jules, they bought back they bought the Elite Management agency, and then they brought back John Casablanca as an advisor in like an advisory role.
Okay.
So
and
ultimately,
like, it's best when
you touch them where they pee. Yeah, exactly. So ultimately, nothing ever came of the charges, and the lawsuits were either dismissed, settled indirectly, or they never reached trial for whatever reason. And it was this huge scandal, and nothing happened. It just fell to the ground.
Just disappeared.
Very similar to like the Franklin scandal.
Interesting.
Like we all find out about it and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein files.
Or like the Epstein scandal that's been going on.
Yeah, that one where we're all like, what the fuck?
Who, that guy? Why are we still talking about him?
And then suddenly they're like, I don't know why we're still talking about Exactly. I feel like I've seen this recipe before, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They tried to do it right now. It's not working. Hopefully.
Hopefully not. I mean, it's because now we get a voice into the ether because there's access to technologies where we can all talk to each other from across the world now. But I digress. So it's almost like the Trump brothers just changed who owned the company to make it look like they got rid of all the bad apples, but really we're still bad apples in the business.
Well, they kept all the bad apples just to advise.
So Paolo and Epstein's deal fall through. Wait, before I get to this though, I will say, because I started to go down this whole, like, what's up with Elite Management now? Because there's still a thing.
Yeah.
Just like the fucking Boys Town, Indiana, or whatever, wherever that place was, Nebraska? I don't remember. Anyway, I went down this whole thing. And what's weird is shortly after the Trump brothers take over, they split away. Elite Model Management splits away from like the big corporate umbrella that they're under, like Elite World or something. And then this was just a modeling agency, I think in the U.S. No, it was Italy. I don't remember where it was. But anyway, they have several sites, right? So the Trump brothers break away for some reason. They don't agree on something. And then Brunel and Epstein try to start their own agency here under the Elite Model Management name, but they call it E-Management or something. And they did it under the corporate umbrella of the original, like, World Elite Management Company. But I don't think anything ever came of it. But that would have made them direct competitors with the Trump brothers. So I'm so fucking confused on what that whole thing was. And that is a dead-end trail that I did not dig up. But I feel like my instincts are telling me there's something weird happening there. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
Why are you again? And they're still friends. Like, there's no falling out. These people, these Trump brothers are in pictures in the Epstein files, like posing with Maxwell, posing with other guests at parties and stuff. Like, they're all still friends.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you could take a picture with someone and like hate
not
him on
be
the
besties
inside.
or something.
Yeah, or
sure.
just be like, fuck that guy. Anyway, I'm going to try and ruin his business next week.
Yeah, is it that? Or is it that they're just like all like, yeah, get in there, try to buy him.
Yeah,
like
like,
oh
take your
man, they
piece.
broke away from me and I didn't mean, like I made a decision and they wouldn't let me stay under their umbrella. You go infiltrate them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be both of those. It could be none of those. It could just be a coinky dink, but it's weird.
Yeah.
So, like I was going to say, Paolo and Epstein's deal, it falls through and they don't end up buying the agency. And by 2004, Donald Trump is trying to talk Paolo out of being in the modeling business and telling him that he needs to get into real estate.
Okay.
Because as we all know, that's where Donald made all his money.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a dinner that took place after a Victoria's Secret fashion show where Donald Trump, Melania, David Copperfield, which is very involved in all of this, by the way. Like, I think he was a model at one time and then became a fucking magician. And that's probably the only reason we know who this guy's name is because he was friends with all these people. He was in the group. He's also all over the files. He's in a robe with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell celebrating somebody's birthday on Epstein's Island.
I wish I would have known that when we went to go see him.
I wish I would have known that too. I used to fucking love David Copperfield.
Yeah, I would have had questions.
I have a lot too. Also, I will say though, the whole time we were at that in Vegas, I was like, this is the biggest sham ever.
It was a huge shame. It was fucking awful. Magic?
Yeah.
Nice play.
Yeah. Okay, so David Copperfield, Melania Trump, and Paolo, they're all at an after party from a Victoria's Secret show.
Okay.
And they all discuss that Paolo should switch his career to real estate and join the Trump organization.
Okay.
Company. Now, Paolo ends up taking Trump's advice and he joins the Trump organization as the director of international development.
Wouldn't it be cool to not know anything about an industry?
Bitch,
and then
that's all they're doing!
pop in as a director?
Of everything?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? So this basically meant that Paolo sourced foreign real estate opportunities, acting as the connector for licensing deals with hotels, condos, golf courses, whatever. So when Trump's like, I want a golf course in Belize, Paolo was like, let me just go talk to all my friends out there.
I'm going to make that happen.
I'll make sure you get some real estate for a good price.
Okay. Sounds
Obviously, I know, right? Obviously, Paolo's background in modeling and fashion and his wealthy family social circles helped him connect Trump to his wealthy foreign investors. So, great setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another main role of Paolo's was to sell apartments and condos from Trump's New York's real estate business building called Trump Park Avenue.
Okay.
So he was like selling apartments to people, which if you remember, it makes me wonder if like in the early years, was Paolo acting as like a real estate agent for the models? Because like in the Epstein files, you can see there's like video clips of women doing walkthroughs of apartments. Like clearly they're trying to pick an apartment that they want to live in and they're recording as they walk through and there's a guy talking, but everybody's redacted. And so, I don't know. I haven't dug into that one, but it made me think as I was researching, like, is he the man who is sourcing all the places for these models to stay? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably getting a really good rate. And Trump is like, oh, charge them from their modeling contract the price it costs to live here, and I'll get to keep their money or whatever, you know, like,
yeah.
Even though it's not costing him anything for them to stay there.
It's like joining two businesses.
Exactly.
But just stealing from women.
Exactly. Which is a speculation, but also one that I would argue against as being probable.
Yeah.
Shortly after joining the Trump organization, Paolo left and formed his own real estate agency called the Paramount Group.
Paramount?
Like Paramount
Pictures.
Yeah, but it's just the Paramount Group, all right?
Okay.
I don't know if there's any relation.
Sure.
I did not look. So the Paramount Group wasn't your typical real estate agency because Paolo employed his models from ID Management as his brokers to sell properties in Manhattan. Now, his little business model garnered a lot of attention from the media, where people were sort of questioning the ethics of it all because, like, you're just getting hot chicks to sell rich men shit, you know? Like,
that's the business model of most things.
Exactly. That's
right
pretty
now.
Much how, you know, there's like news stations.
Have you been to the Tilted Kilt?
Yeah, exactly.
Hooters, I mean,
so like
it's pretty common.
The news anchors are like women and they're like, yeah, that's kind of weird, but like if it makes sales, you know, and then they're like interviewing billionaires and they're like, I think it's an awesome business model. Like, sure you do, bud.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And all of these models had to be licensed. Like Paolo and them all paid to get them as licensed real estate brokers and everything. So it is a real job. But like I bet they charged a very high premium price for that sale.
Right.
So again, he's just kind of gross is what I'm trying to get at. So it should come as no surprise that during this time, both Paolo and Trump were getting sued basically nonstop from models that they were representing because they weren't paying them fair wages and they were taking all of the models' income and just keeping it for themselves. And a lot of the models were like, it's really weird. They just put me in this apartment and I don't have any gigs. Like, I just live here. But they were probably being molested and all this other shit to stay there.
Yeah, or at least on the back burner.
For the next, like, come to the party and if somebody wants you, they're going to get you.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So, Donald and Paolo, they would make their models attend these parties, like I was saying, and they had no interest in going to or anything like that, but they needed to do it to further their career, and they were just essentially exploiting these young women to their rich and powerful friends to take advantage of. Furthermore, there were also allegations Furthermore! Sorry, it's all good. There were also allegations of sexual assault by the photographers that the men would hire for their agencies.
Well, you're going to get your piece too, you know?
I suppose. And on one account, there was a victim that was photographed during her assault by the photographer.
Ugh, hate it.
And then those photos were published in a private, quote, lookbook that was sold to like a billionaire. And I don't think anything ever came of that, too, of the court case.
What the fuck?
I know. All this shit just gets dropped. But, like, this woman was victimized over and over again because it was photographed and they were selling it. They were selling the porn.
That's fucking crazy because that's, like, evidence, you know?
You know what? And it just takes me to this Epstein shit where, like, if you go through the videos, there's all these clips of these porn sites and you can see what site it's called in the corner. And that one girl that did a deep dive and figured out that, like, a lot of the porn that you see on certain sites happens in the same house, like in the same background, same warehouse or whatever, and like tracked it down and all that shit. And so to me, I still firmly believe that this was part of the model. Like they would take these models, they would abuse them and record it and sell the porn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why there are snuff films. That's why those boys were getting murdered in fucking Boys Town on camera. Like, I really, truly believe that this is a part of it that nobody really mentions or talks about.
Well, and that was one model that got her case out and had pictures, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's
one
repeated throughout.
If we all just looked a little harder, I'm sure we could find evidence to support that. Yeah. I mean, one person already did in just those videos alone.
Right.
Many of these claims of sexual assault and everything, and the cases were either shut down or not followed up on or settled outside of court. And in some cases, the men, remember, we're talking about Donald Trump and Paolo specifically right now, they would be found liable and they just would dispute it with the courts and tie the case up in court until the victims ran out of money and gave up.
Yeah.
So, like, this is actually Donald Trump's famous thing that he does is, like, he just does whatever the illegal thing is. And then when he gets sued for it, he goes and counters it. Like, he goes and appeals it. And then he just keeps doing it because he has all the money in the world.
Yeah, and you don't. So,
or then he owes somebody money and then he just doesn't pay them.
Yeah.
So, like, justice means nothing to this man.
Yeah.
And even when we think that justice has been served, he don't give a fuck. He's got how many felonies and he's the president? It's wild.
Right.
Okay?
It's fucking crazy.
Right. So just to really drive home the point here at how interconnected these men were, one of the models at Paolo's ID management agency was a woman by the name of Adriana Muchinska. And she's actually one of Jeffrey Epstein's named co-conspirators / victims. Because, you know, you're not there.
She's one of the people getting the girls, but like you're a victim yourself.
Two things can be true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she was flown from Poland to Palm Beach to live with Epstein. And Epstein later got her a job at Paolo's ID management modeling. So they're fucking connected, is what I'm saying. They're all connected.
Okay.
Now, Adriana, she worked as Jeffrey's scheduler for the massage appointments with underage girls, and she also helped recruit the women, what you were saying.
It's gross that you needed a scheduler for that.
Girl, that's half the files.
One-man massage fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. That's half the files. It's just like, you know, redacted at noon.
That's so gross.
Yeah. So Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, and Paolo Zampolli, they're all working and running within the same circles of industry. They're known for throwing crazy and lavish parties with models. They all have a history of sexual assault claims, and now we're even finding out that the victims in these circles were also intertwined in crossing predators, like they were just being passed around to be abused by these men, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to let you know there's not much that you can say that'll convince me that these men were not close friends.
Yeah.
As much as everybody is, or not everybody, but as much as Trump is like, I barely knew the guy. He was a sleazebag. I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, which we're all finding out now is a lie anyway, and he was never actually kicked out of Mar-a-Lago. So, oopsie, nothing's ever going to come of that. Question?
Yeah. No. That's done now.
Yeah.
That's in the past. We already talked about that.
And then Paolo Zampolli also went on record saying, like, the guy was a skis bag. I knew him but wasn't really associated with him. I am now giving you ample evidence to suggest that perhaps both of those statements are lies.
Yeah. Or like he was a sleaze bag. And so I benefited from it.
You were also. Yeah. There's more to that sentence.
And he had great women that I found beautiful. Yes. He was a sleazebag. He had all the beautiful women. That I enjoyed.
Yeah. So by January of 2005, Donald and Melania got married, which Paolo obviously attended the wedding. Paolo and Amanda have been known to attend many events at Mar-a-Lago alongside Donald Trump and Melania. The couples would often attend events together, and they became close and fast friends. Mm-hmm. In fact, Amanda claims that her and Melania were basically best friends. Because it's like two best friends.
Who were also models.
Who are models. Well, their husbands, right? Donald and Paolo are two best friends in the industry. And then their two models who are hanging out with each other all the time, they quickly became best friends. Yeah. They know a lot about each other.
Yeah.
And they both were best friends in an abusive circle. Like, let's call it like it is. They were both being abused as well.
Yeah.
In these agencies. There's no fucking way that they weren't.
Right.
Is what I'm going to say.
A little bit of trauma bonding.
Exactly. Paolo's networking slowly shifted from the fashion industry to politics once he became friends with Trump. But also I'm going to argue that he probably would have been there anyway because he's a wealthy family, and it seems that all the wealthy families are integrated into our politics as well. Mm-hmm. But I digress. So he starts getting involved in politics and like environmental initiatives. And in 2008, he was invited to host an event at the UN headquarters in New York to raise money for the International Renewable Energy Organization. Okay, girl, you know I'm going to love it because it's about energy. And I really, truly believe, you know, all those scientists I covered prior, I really, truly believe that we have fucking free energy for the world and that the Paolos of the world are keeping it stifled. Mm-hmm. So I find it really interesting that a man that has zero background in environmental anything, energy, organization, renewable energy, whatever, zero fucking background, has been invited by the UN.
Yeah, to host?
To host the party, okay? Just to host. But he would go on to host several other events, and he was known to throw crazy after parties after these events where the models would be abused, right? Mm-hmm. And specifically, people who have been abused are like, it's after the UN events. Like, that's his core group of people.
Like, those old folks come in here, old men come in here,
Politics.
And they do their politic thing, and then afterward, they need their tasty
We
treat.
fuck them. Yeah, exactly. Then, in 2010, Paolo and Amanda welcomed their firstborn son into the world, and as soon as Amanda became a mom, she left the modeling and fashion industry, but Paolo kept on doing his thing, right?
Yeah.
So she stays back to be a mom.
She's like, I got shit to do.
Amanda never kept Paolo from his son or anything, but Paolo only kind of posed as the attentive father at these events and basically was not a part of the kid's life.
Yeah.
He wasn't a very impressive father.
He also had shit to do.
Yeah.
He was rich.
Yeah.
He's jet setting.
And so he did that jet setting rich shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess his work in hosting these events for the UN made him an expert in all things UN related, environmental, energy, whatever initiatives. Mm-hmm. And he became an advisor to the United Nations on climate change.
The fuck?
And he was involved in negotiations regarding international treaties on climate change.
This is a guy who dropped out of college to run a toy store.
I don't even know if he went to college, actually.
You said he dropped out of college when his dad died.
Did I?
And he came back home from college to run the store. So he didn't graduate, I'm guessing, speculating from
I would speculate the same. And even if he did, I can't imagine that he fucking majored in environmental.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then he went into, like, modeling? I'm sure, my guy.
Yeah, and then real estate. These are all very connected industries.
This is a rich guy who has a lot of money and a lot of friends and knows how to throw a fun party for these politics. So he weaseled his way into this position.
Yeah.
And I actually truly believe that he was intentionally put in these positions.
Okay.
Because that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Is a host of a UN whatever climate change party thing, do they actually have to, because he's just hosting. So is he like the MC where he's like,
that's all I can imagine.
You know?
I can imagine he fronted the bill and he's the MC.
Yeah, like, and he brings the girls after. He can throw a good party. He makes a great charcuterie board or whatever, you know?
Right. Exactly.
And then he just introduces the people who actually know about the stuff.
Right. Which is like, okay, feasible. That's an easy crossover, right? Because he's in the fashion world. He knows all these people. He's very interconnected. But then to become an advisor to the UN on climate change.
Yeah, that's wild.
What? To where he's involved in international treaties. And like, we all agree that we have to keep our emissions at this whatever. But also, if you're trying to stifle the fact that we do have free energy, that's a great position to be in.
Yeah, right.
To be like, no, we're not going to make that a requirement. That's too aggressive. Or whatever his thing is going to be.
Yeah.
To make sure that he can guide the ship where he wants it to go.
Or just be the face that listens to the guy behind him on like, okay, we're not going to do that, but we're going to try and push this.
He's got his fucking earpiece in and he's like, what about coal? You know, like what other energy can we
have?
What
we
about bombing fucking Iran via Israel? I have some questions. Have we ever checked out the uranium use? Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
I'm blown away when I learn this shit. And then I get so excited to tell you guys. And I'm so scared that it's too boring that everybody will tune out. But please fucking listen. Because what?
Yeah.
Turns out it's really easy to do anything. I feel like I learned that working in the corporate world. I was like, actually, I could go be an advisor to the UN. It's just about who you know.
Literally, it's
just
about
be nice
who you
to
know.
someone.
Yeah.
And like, you know, follow their bullshit, whatever. You got to lie with them, but you could get there if you wanted it bad enough.
What kind of lie?
Both of them. All of them. Any kind. Also the kind that destroys biologics.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta use lie.
Okay, so now he's fucking, you know, advising on international treaties about climate change, which is fucking wild.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was out of his wheelhouse. Apparently, nothing is.
He is an expert, and the UN needs to understand his expertise.
Has a huge house for his
There's
wheels.
no one else in all of the United Nations
that you thought might be better suited for this job.
Fucking wild, okay? So in 2013, the Prime Minister of Dominica appointed Paolo as the UN's ambassador and ambassador for ocean and seas for the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Okay.
So
Jesus.
that means he's now a United Nations ambassador. So he gets, like, you know, a lot of special fucking treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's how
just a guy.
How did you become the ambassador for? I mean, it's Dominica isn't like a huge country or anything, but like still, you get to represent a country that you're not even a part of.
It seems like a pretty prestigious
in the UN
position.
Very prestigious, yeah. And also the fact that he was the ambassador for the oceans and seas.
All of them
for the Commonwealth of Dominica. I don't know, whatever oceans and seas are around Dominica. Also in 2013, Paolo, who was named a UN representative for an environmental organization called WATO, which is We Are the Oceans.
So dumb. Okay.
Girl, it's so dumb. Okay, so this organization, he is a representative for, right? Okay. They partner with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's nonprofit environmental organization called TerraMar.
Okay.
So essentially, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, they created TerraMar as a way to restore their reputation, because in 2008, everybody was like, fucking Epstein's raping kids. And he was able to sweet talk his way into that sweetheart deal where they just said it was prostitution with a minor, which is fucking child sex trafficking, but they just called it prostitution of a minor.
Yeah,
Wild.
to make the girl sound like she's doing something wrong.
What?
Yeah.
And then that's when he didn't serve like any fucking prison time. He got house arrest with a bracelet, and he was still molesting the children.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to make
He was
themselves
still prostituting the minors.
Exactly. And so they're right now like, oh, we have to rebrand Epstein, so we have to create this like environmental organization where we're saving the oceans through this thing called TerraMar. And Ghislaine Maxwell was like the face of it, but Epstein was funding it. And that organization was partnered with WADO, We Are the Ocean, which Paolo is a representative of at this point now. Okay. And all of these people, they get
What are
funding.
we doing in the oceans, dude?
We're not doing shit, guys. They're doing it because they all get government funding. And it's a way to funnel money to you.
Okay, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm saving the oceans. They didn't do shit. They literally did not do shit.
Okay, that's wild.
Okay, so now We Are the Ocean. TerraMar for sure didn't do shit. We Are the Ocean, I have not researched, but I'm going to go ahead and assume they haven't done shit. And it's the same thing because everybody that ever is wearing a We Are the Ocean shit, they're all tied in this circle.
Okay.
In 2014, Paolo helped his wife, Amanda, get appointed as a United Nations ambassador for youth affairs by the Prime Minister of Grenada.
Okay.
So this makes them both UN diplomats living in the United States, which grants you way more privileges as a foreigner.
Yeah.
So that's your motivation for wanting to be here.
Also, she's a retired model.
She's a retired model.
Slash sex trafficked child.
Back to your point of like, I'd just love to have a job and not fucking know what's going, like to be a director and not know what's going on. Well, Amanda admits that when she became the UN ambassador for Grenada, she had no fucking idea what she was doing. She was like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. But as she networked and built her professional network of people and everything, she started to get the hang of things, and she said that it went really well for her. Like she found a passion there.
Okay.
So she actually took it as like, I'm going to do the job.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Which is, listen, that's the best case scenario. I would hope whoever is going in there is like, well, I'm going to figure it out, pull myself up by my bootstraps and all that. But like, there is a pool of people that you could choose from before that are qualified.
Way more qualified. This is like, again, in corporate world, when I see like people in high positions, when it becomes available, like there's someone beneath them that is way qualified for the position.
Right.
And they always bring in an outside person. And I'm like, why?
Why? Because that's your fucking cousin's son. Yeah,
instantly,
great.
I start researching and I'm like, how the fuck do you guys know each other? That's fucking weird. And then
Yeah.
they're all always from like, some other company. And I'm like, oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. And also, it's so crazy that she was made the ambassador of youth affairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Why
that
do
seems
they
like
need-
a strategic placement.
Why do they need someone in that position? Yeah.
Somebody
Or
who
want
is
someone in that
being
position.
abused as a youth and is tied very closely to other men who are actively abusing youth.
Who grew up in that
Which-
environment.
Right. Which an argument would be like, she'd be great for it. She knows all the red flags. But also, if she's still being abused by them and under their power, that's gross.
Yeah.
I have some question. And what happened in Grenada since then with the youth?
Right.
Has anybody,
Yeah.
So during this time, Amanda was still on the modeling H-1B visa, but remember, she quit modeling when her son was born. But when she became an ambassador, it changed her visa for like a tax-exempt diplomatic passport or some shit. She claims that is why Paolo wanted her to be a UN ambassador. Like, it'll get you a better passport. But you and I are like, that's one reason, but that's weird that she's fucking doing the youth shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The youths.
Yeah. The youths.
Also, it's a prestigious position to hold in your elite world, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're an UN ambassador. So, in 2017, Paolo Zampolli hosted Trump's inauguration for his first presidency term, and he and Amanda Ungaro were seated at the First Lady's table. Again, I'm just trying to let you know how close they were.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking front row. Paolo's hosting. He's like, inauguration, I'm in. Let me pay for it.
This one's for my bestie.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a great after party.
While Trump was serving his first term as president of the United States, he appointed Paolo Zampolli to the board of trustees of the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts.
Okay.
And if you'll recall, the Kennedy Center was in the news a lot because they renamed it the Trump Kennedy Center. I don't know if Paolo is still on the board of this. I should probably look into that. But a federal court blocked the change of the name of the Kennedy Center to Trump Kennedy after Trump already fucking ripped it down and put the name up. This is literally in the news right now, actively. He ripped it down. He put Trump up. He's calling it the Trump Center and all this other shit. And everybody's like, that's actually the Kennedy Center. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
The fuck?
They said, that's not legal. Take it down, whatever. And so now they're active. Like today, they are replacing it back to be the Kennedy Center and taking down the Trump name. But what's
Did he pay for that, or we?
No,
we
paid for it. We paid for it.
Yeah.
So what's weird though to me, if Paolo still is on the board of whatever for the Kennedy Center, Paolo has been very vocal and open about how he wants to bring a ferry landing to the Kennedy Center.
What's a ferryland?
Like a ferry, like
I was
a
thinking
ship.
like
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
No, like a ship, so that like you can get more people to come here because there's a ferry right here, and you can. I think the Kennedy Center is like along the Potomac River,
Okay.
and so it's like waterside, and so he's like, we need a ferry so people can get dropped off here, and also he wants to bring a restaurant there that's called Sipperani. I'm probably fucking
Sipperoni. It's like macaroni, but you drink.
Sipperani.
Aw.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd go there.
And it's got Cipro in it, which is an antibiotic for bladder infections.
Oh.
No,
Good
this
to know.
restaurant is called Sipperani Restaurant.
Okay.
And I guess it's a very well-known restaurant with the elites. And we will talk more about that restaurant later. But this whole time, Paolo is like, yeah, the Kennedy Center, we're going to rename it. We're going to do the ferry. We're going to get in a restaurant. We're going to spend all these taxpayer dollars to do all this crazy
We're
shit.
revamping this motherfucker.
And everybody is like, my government is not here to entertain me.
Yeah. Like, why are we here focusing on after parties and restaurants?
And I don't want more people to the Kennedy Center. I don't care about that. Like, what the fuck are we doing, right?
Yeah. Fix the road, motherfucker.
Just remember that in your mind, that he is really advocating for all these restaurants and all this shit to come into the Kennedy Center to bring, quote unquote, more people in, right? More patrons.
Okay.
And Donald Trump got fucked over and he had to take his name down.
I don't think he got fucked over.
No. In his eyes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But aside
More
note,
like you weren't allowed to do that, and so they made you
gotta
stop.
But this is, again, where I'm probably crazy because I look into everything with like a fine-tooth fucking comb because they're all trails and they're all hints. But to me, it's really weird because he had to remove the name, and it's weird that he's removing it. Like he did I don't even think the federal court ordered that he had to. It was like, we're going to look into if that was legal or not. I probably should have dug more on this, so I'm actually giving you guys real accurate information, but it's really weird if they didn't order him to. Let's just say they're like gonna look into it. He stated, oh, we've been blocked by the federal people and we're gonna take it down, and I don't even care about the Kennedy Center anymore. I'm gonna let Congress have it back. So he's folding on that.
He's like,
it's
never
just
mind.
a loss. Which to me, I'm like, what? Huh? That's a red flag. He's never folded.
Mm-hmm.
That's really weird. Also, if they haven't said it's illegal yet, why is he promoting that it's illegal and agreeing to it? But if they have, why isn't he fighting it? Like, why is he actually taking it down? He never does that. He just, okay, leaves it. He doesn't pay his fucking lawsuits he owes money on.
I mean, it is surprising, like you said, at least to not have some kind of pushback or something.
It makes me go, what the fuck? But that still hasn't even unfolded because that's happening in real time. So keep that in your mind, okay?
All right.
And also, I'm like, wait, was there a falling out? And so now he's like, Paolo, fuck you. I don't really care what we do with your special little area of this world. I'm just going to bail.
Yeah.
Or is he like, uh-oh, that could cause a lot of problem over there. I'm going to leave it alone.
Like it's going to get more eyes on it if I put my attention there.
Right. So I don't know, guys. That's a little Easter egg for you to dig in on or pay attention to. Now, by 2018, Amanda, Paolo's wife, was enduring constant physical, psychological, sexual, and financial abuse at the hands of Paolo, and she was threatening to take their son and flee back to Brazil to escape him.
Yeah.
Paolo put in a call to a friend at Homeland Security, because remember, he's in good with the White House now, and to have Amanda flagged on the no-fly list so that she couldn't leave the country, or if she did, they would at least notify him.
That's wild.
Well, that's wild. That's the connection these people have.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing for him to do.
No.
He's like, I just put in a call real quick. I'll know if you go anywhere.
That's what. Hate that.
Yeah. Shortly after that, the couple decided to try to make things work. But I'm guessing Amanda was like, fuck, I'm still trapped here because I don't want to leave my son.
Yeah. She was forced to stay.
Right. For her son's safety, for her safety, everything, whatever. She just stayed. She was obviously scared that Paolo was going to revoke her passport or whatever the fuck was keeping her here legally.
But they're not actually married, right?
They're not actually married. No. That comes out later, okay? But yeah, they're not actually married right now. So, and I think she knew that they weren't actually married. Like, if you want my personal opinion, this part is another fuzzy area, just like how they met. It's not really, like, well documented, and everything you read is different. Mm-hmm. But if you want my personal opinion, if she's here on an H-1B visa and she's not modeling anymore, you're immediately illegal. You're not supposed to be here. You have to leave. Yeah. And she stayed like that for years and then eventually was made a UN ambassador. So now she has some special passport that makes you tax exempt for something. But I don't know if that stays good forever or is it only while you're serving as a UN ambassador? And I don't know how long she served. So I'm guessing there were points during her stay here that she genuinely didn't have the correct paperwork to be doing what she was doing.
Okay.
At least if anybody investigated it. That's my speculation. Do I know if it's true? No. I think that she was trying to do the paperwork and she was being held captive by her abuser.
Yeah. Or her abuser also has all of these connections and things. So he's like, here, I got you this one. You're fine now.
Right. Like, it's fine now. And she's like,
okay.
I'm scared. I don't want to get in trouble for anything. Yeah. Like, I'm a victim.
And he's in control of all of it. Exactly. He knows all the people. He has all the money. He has all of the control.
Exactly. So, according to Amanda, she says that Paolo told her to wait until Trump was president again for his second term. Which, how did he know he was going to be president for a second term?
Well, when did he say that? Did he think it was going to be, like, right after the first one, you know? Or was it
I don't really know. I don't have a date on it. But she's saying that Paolo was like, just wait until Trump is president again for the second term and we'll get your papers all sorted out. So sort of to your point of, like, I know people. Yeah. I can get you an American passport.
Yeah. I'll talk to the one fucking guy in charge.
Right.
Of all of this who can write anything.
We'll clear that all up.
He'll draw you a passport and that shit'll be legal.
Right. Trump never got her a passport or anything like that.
Okay.
In 2023, Paolo and Amanda officially separated after 2 decades together after Amanda allegedly discovered that Paolo had a mistress. If you want my opinion, I can't imagine that.
She didn't know.
Oh, 100%. It sounds
or that
like
there was one.
It sounds like she knew what was happening. And like all those parties when he was like fucking molesting people and shit, sounds like she was aware and probably like, thank God it wasn't me tonight. Right. Like whatever. I don't know.
But it is a good excuse to leave.
Right. Exactly. And that is how their story goes, is that there was allegedly a mistress and so they officially separated. Mm-hmm. And by this time, the couple's son was 16 years old.
Okay.
And there was a bitter custody battle over him. Mm-hmm. Around 2024, while in the middle of the nasty custody battle, Amanda was moving on with her life, and she moved from the New York, Washington, D.C. area, elite life world, to Aventura, Florida? I have never heard of the place, but she moved there with her new husband, a renowned Brazilian plastic surgeon who gave lectures on plastic surgery worldwide, and he ran a local cosmetic clinic there.
Okay.
At this point, it's not clear to me if Amanda had that visa or that UN diplomatic passport or whatever was still active or what was going on, but she's like not trying to hide or anything. It's not like she's trying to be sneaky. She's like in Facebook posts for this clinic and she's going on and doing all this great and wonderful stuff. Yeah. And she's got a brand new life, but she's not like on the run or anything like that.
Okay.
She does say, though, that as soon as she splits from Paolo, she was being stalked. Her family was being stalked. They were being threatened all the time. Like, she knew what came with the territory, and she just moved on with her life and went that way and was going through the courts to sue Paolo for everything, and she had evidence for everything, so it was working.
Okay.
But it's slow because it's the courts. Well, when she filed for full custody of her son, that's when shit got really bad. And complaints started to roll in that the practice, that clinic that she was working at, was doing fraudulent things. So they were making false claims, according to her. One day, about 10 officers raided Amanda's home and arrested Amanda and her husband and took her son to the police station.
Oh, my God.
The police said that an anonymous tip was sent in to them claiming that the new couple were operating without the proper licenses. So, like, the clinic had these laser tools for, like, fucking wrinkles or some shit that neither of them were licensed to run. And they said that they were running them. Now, Amanda and her husband will argue that they were not running them and that, like, I don't know what role Amanda was playing, consultant or whatever, but that the Brazilian plastic surgeon, he wasn't doing surgeries or anything there. He was there as an owner in an advisory role, and he had surgeons on the team that did that kind of stuff. But the police got this tip, raided their ass, arrested them, and without due process and no chance for them to defend themselves or anything, Amanda and her husband were immediately deported by ICE. They were put in an ICE detention center.
Holy shit. The Gestapo.
And without due process. Our Gestapo, yes. So she never had the chance to defend herself and say, none of those things are true. I'm not here illegally. Here's all my paperwork. Here's all the shit. They were just like, you're frauds. Get the fuck out. Allegedly, when Paolo had learned that Amanda was trying to get custody of the child, he contacted a senior official at the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and told them that she was in the U.S. illegally and asked them to keep her detained and to deport her, which would then allow him to get custody of their child. And guess what? That ICE official listened to her because she was deported.
That's fucking
She was actually held in a facility for 3 months before she was deported.
Oh, my God.
Amanda recounts that when she was initially detained in a facility in Miami where she witnessed a ton of atrocities on people, she saw a woman who had lost her baby. She was pregnant and the baby miscarried because of the treatment that she was receiving in the facility. And then she gave birth to this dead baby and received no medical attention. Like, she was screaming for them to help her and they wouldn't. They just don't.
What the fuck?
She said that all the officials in there treat them like animals. Like, it's what they're told to do.
Like
it's
a
the
dog
Gestapo.
kennel.
Yeah. They shine lights in their eyes all night long so they can't sleep. They scream at them constantly. Like, they make it an abusive and overwhelming environment intentionally.
Yeah.
And they're all put, like, I think she said she was with like 30 people in a small cell or something. Like, they're all crammed in there for 3 months. She also said that during transportation and stuff, like, they would be shackled so close together you couldn't move forever, because she ended up in like Indiana or something. She went to like 3 different detention centers. And during this whole time, they wouldn't let her call anyone. They wouldn't let her talk to anyone, along with everybody else that she was with too.
Yeah.
And they treated them like literal animals. She said one facility was just basically a giant warehouse where the ground was wet all the time with like piss and fecal matter and shit, and they wouldn't let them bathe or shower. And when she did get out, she was so infested with lice. So guys, this is quite literally the Holocaust happening in America right now, and they're just called ICE detention centers. And to be fair, if you dig far enough and if you use the right keywords, you can see live images today of riots happening outside of detention centers. And more people are being harmed and killed and dying for this, okay? But Amanda Ungaro, Paolo's ex-wife, literally experienced it for 3 months.
That's crazy.
And so and she was a UN diplomat,
have
homie.
Come from such a different background too, like high-rise penthouse, whatever. Like, that's fucking
to then
crazy.
Being treated like an animal. I mean, and any part of this story, you could just take one piece of it and be like, that's horrific.
Yeah.
And when you put it all together, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So you have a man in power who is getting fucking served at court. Like, she's eating him alive.
Yeah.
And so he pulls out his big guns and he calls deportation on her because he knows that he's the one who funded all of this for her to be here. So he knows at any point in time he can get her out of the country. And what a better way to do it than at the height of the terrible mistreatment of these immigrants. And he knows what he's doing. And he's putting in special favors to do it illegally.
That's fucked up.
Because none of that was legal.
Yeah.
And none of what they're doing now is legal.
Right.
So I bet nothing will happen. I want something to happen. But like, this is crazy. Okay? So I'll move on from that. But she saw some horrible shit. She also said that she went days without seeing the sun, things like that. So inhumane.
Mm-hmm.
She says that she was eventually permitted to be deported back to Brazil, which also I'm like, what's Brazil doing? Why are none of these other countries being like, I'm going to come get my citizens? Like, they're not. You can't do that. That's awful. Any of these countries.
Yeah.
Not that I want a war on my soil or anything, but goddamn, we could use some help, guys. At least, ship us a pack of bricks. And have them stored outside the facilities.
Right. I don't know. Because I don't know.
Tell me.
My big gripe is a lot of the people in those detention centers, too, haven't been to the country that they would be deported to
100%.
since they were children or whatever.
She didn't know anyone when she landed in Brazil. That's going to literally be my next bullet is
Yeah.
like, she hadn't been to Brazil since she was 15.
Yeah, that's...
And now she's a grown-ass adult with a child.
And they're like, good luck, find your way around. They drive on the other side there. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know if they do.
So she said that when she eventually got to Brazil, she had nothing but her prison uniform. She had no clothes, no money, no phone, no way to contact anybody. She had nothing. And they just dumped her off in Brazil, like here in the airport. Here you are, you're in Brazil. Bye.
They let her keep the prison uniform?
It's the only thing she had. Otherwise, she'd be naked.
That's our taxpayer dollars.
Her clothes are probably worth more.
I know, right? I'm just saying, they're giving that shit away.
Oh my God. She also says that when she was back in Brazil, she was cut off from any contact with her son, and she entered into an obviously deep state of depression that lasted for at least a month.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Right?
It probably started even before that, like
I'm
somewhere
sure.
around the detention center.
Right. Yeah, like, oh God, this sucks.
Yeah.
She says that she regrets not leaving Paolo sooner and says that when she was with him, she was living at the mercy of a sick psychopath who abused her. So everything we said earlier seems to be true according to her now recent accounts since she has been deported.
Mm-hmm.
She also claims that she asked several people for help throughout her relationship with Paolo, and not a single person helped her, but that she was not willing to leave her son alone with Paolo. So that's why she obviously stuck around, right? So she's over here trying to justify what the fuck happened, and we're all like, we get it, girl. Like, goddamn,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck? Now, of course, Paolo denies all of this, and he says that she got to live a very glamorous lifestyle with him and got to go to all these fancy events at the White House, and he helped make her an ambassador and all this shit.
Two things can be true.
Yeah. And
She did get to go to cool parties. She did become a UN person. She probably was also being abused.
Yeah, by you. Exactly.
Since childhood.
Right. She was groomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is a victim here.
Yeah.
He says that they had a very telenovela style relationship, and
So it
it
was tumultuous?
and it was very toxic.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
But that he never abused her anyway. Like almost like she's the crazy one, and she was always crazy, you know.
Okay.
After years of silence, Amanda began speaking out against Paolo and the weird elite ring that she was deeply entrenched in for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
She is still stuck in Brazil, battling it out for legal custody of her son. She has gone full scorched earth, though, and is claiming that she's going to spill the beans on everything now. She says, you took away my kid. I have no reason to live. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to spill everything, right? She allegedly has a great team of lawyers who are helping her navigate this, but she's trying to get justice and help not only her family, but all the other survivors out there, right? She has started to do interviews with Brazilian publications where she confirms that Paolo was in close with Epstein's ring along with Donald Trump, which, after everything we just talked about, is not that shocking.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not a stretch of the imagination.
See all these close ties?
Yeah.
She's like, here's a dinner. Here's him at our wedding. Here's him.
I know everything about Melania. I was best friends with her. I am
Yeah.
not someone, and that's what she's saying too. She started posting all over like X or something and being like, "Fuck this shit. I'm gonna spill the beans." All kinds of crazy stuff. And then we're all like, spill the beans, girl. And she's like, on Tuesday. And then the beans never got spilled. And we're all like, what the fuck? And then we found out later that she was going to the publication saying everything. Everybody's afraid to print it because they're afraid of them.
Yeah.
And then also her lawyers are like, you can say so much, but not everything because this is an active case and you want to get custody of your child back. So
Yeah.
be careful. But she's like fucking toeing the line, like walking the line and spilling some beans that she can back up that her lawyers say are okay, right? So she confirms that Paolo and Trump were and are still really great friends. During Trump's second term in March of 2025, Paolo was appointed special rep for global partnerships by Trump, where he acts as a diplomatic, quote, deal connector for international businesses, energy and infrastructure partnership. And honestly, this just sounds like the whole Stephen Hoffenberg, Mark Middleton shit where they were like start a business overseas and be the middleman to skim brokerage fees. You know, like I know all these people, you have deals that need to be made. I don't know that part, but I could see why it would be beneficial for both parties for him to be in that role again.
Okay.
We do have a bombshell claim though.
Ooh.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Amanda says that Jeffrey Epstein is actually the one who introduced Melania and Trump, and that this whole Paolo introduced them bit is just a cover story to distance Trump from Epstein. So she's saying Melania was an escort for Jeffrey Epstein, and that is how Trump met her.
Okay.
What's even more curious is the day after Amanda's first big publication came out with all of these allegations about Melania held a surprise press conference where she denied ever being a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's.
Yeah.
Which gave Amanda way more publicity than we would have had just on her own.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, what the fuck was that? Like, it was all over my TikTok where it was like me just eating my chips and then Melania says some shit and they're all like, where did that come from? Like, no one said you were a victim of Epstein's.
Yeah, I remember that. And that's the only reason that I had heard about this Amanda girl was because of Melania coming out. And then Trump was asked, like, oh, she gave a press conference.
And he was like, yeah, I didn't even know she was going to do that.
I didn't know about that. Oh, it's crazy. She can do whatever she wants.
That was called damage control, and she's not very convincing. She literally read off of a piece of paper like a fucking robot, like a goddamn victim would have to do in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I feel like I called this a while ago with this whole thing where I was like, I don't know how or why or what. And I tried to dig into Melania, and at the time you couldn't find anything because the real people hadn't done that yet.
Yeah, right.
And I just read it after the fact. But like, now that you dig into it, I'm like, she was a model with John Casablanca also. Melania.
Yeah.
At some point in time. So you could have been friends through him prior to Jeffrey Epstein, or you could have met Jeffrey Epstein through him. I don't know. I just have so many questions. Like, it's very plausible. And I had been questioning it before. So then for it to come out that her best friend, and before she came out and said it, she kept saying, you need to help me because you don't want me to say what I'm going to say. And then she said what she said, and Melania's up there like, I am not and never was a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. Curiouser and curiouser is all I'm gonna say. And now we all know about it because Melania did that thing.
Because she publicly denied the thing that no one was really paying attention to.
And now everybody's like, what? She was an escort? And then all of a sudden, again, it was like, we're not talking about the Epstein files anymore. We're moving on, and then there's a war.
Yeah,
and then something else happens.
Some other distractions.
There is a current content creator on TikTok by the name of Becca Day. I don't know if she's ever popped up on your threads. Okay.
Well, not that I remember.
So she did deep dives on Paolo way before this stuff was even in the media. Like, as soon as the Epstein files came out, she was like, hey, there's this weird name that keeps popping up. And I dug into him and I have all these questions. And then she started digging, and then she found the, like, We Are the Oceans. And then she found, like, his fucking apartment and, like, was doing all this digging, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when she started publishing these TikTok deep dives, women started to come forward claiming that they were abused by Paolo. Like, this is before all the shit now, because now his name's everywhere because it's, you know, Amanda got deported and stuff. But prior to the deportation of Amanda, all these women are like, yep, that guy is awful. You're on the right thread. So all of these women that have talked to Becca Day, they have filed police reports. They've even had rape kits done afterwards. They have hospital reports showing that there was roofie in their blood after the said event.
Oh, my God.
Uh-huh. They've got attorneys and all of this stuff. And despite all of that, because of Paolo's status and his connections with the UN and everything, he's remained unprosecuted. Some have even produced email evidence that show that Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice have intimate knowledge of Amanda Ungaro's case specifically, as well as the claims against Zampolli, and they still have chosen to do nothing and continue to help cover it up. Like, this Amanda chick's got all this shit, okay?
Yeah.
Becca Day has been able to connect the images the survivors have provided on the nights of their assault with pictures that are available online from some of the lavish parties that Zampolli has thrown. Like, you can go on Getty Images and look up anything, which Getty is a whole other world we're going to go down someday, okay?
Yeah.
So she was able to match, because it's all weird, unique, rich people, fucking old money furniture. And she was able to match, like, that couch was in that picture and it's in the victim's picture to, like, you know, validate their claims.
Same place. Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is all custom furniture bullshit. It's not that pottery barn.
Yeah. So we know that these parties happened at Zampoli's house, and the victims are producing pictures of the inside of Zampoli's house. She was also
damning.
Yeah. Becca Day also verified Google images up until 2021, where one of Paolo's New York apartments, where these parties and sexual assaults would happen, had a We Are the Ocean plaque. I was kind of talking about this. And it was on the street-facing door, and the environmental org that Zampolli was all a part of, right? And partnered with Epstein's TerraMar. when Becca Day looked up complaints against the address, because she's fucking smart. She's like she's a stay-at-home mom. I don't know if she stays at home, but she's a mom of 2, and she's doing all this investigative work. If she can figure this out, the fucking United States knows about this, okay?
Right, yeah.
But when she looked up complaints against the address that we know is Zampoli's, because it has the "We Are the Ocean" shit on the outside, right? And all the pictures look the same when you look it up. There were several complaints from people saying that Paolo was housing many people in there and that these people were staying days at a time. There were even complaints that he was running an illegal hotel out of the property, and he was accused of converting the home into a hotel. And as we know, Paolo was actively cheating on Amanda throughout their entire relationship and has been accused in the past as having a mistress, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which
So-
would check out with someone staying in his house for a long time.
Exactly. So this is just all to kind of tie together the fact that, like, he bought an apartment when he came here. Melania was staying there. You know, the model, what the kind of like business model was that models would be given a place to stay and they would be molested there, very similar to Jeffrey Epstein's islands and all this other shit. But instead of islands, they're rich New York apartments, which also Epstein had too, in case we all forgot.
Yeah.
So there were complaints to back that up, that the other people living in the building were like, what the fuck is going on? There's always parties. There's all these women coming and going. It looks like a brothel. You must be fucking
Some of them are young.
running a hotel over there. In fact, one mistress in 2021 came forward and claimed that after finding out that Paolo wasn't being honest about his secret relationship to his wife, like she knew she was the mistress, but she thought that the wife knew. And then when she found out that the wife didn't know, she threatened to come out to the public with his affair and air all of his dirty laundry.
Yeah.
In response,
Get your bag, girl.
Yeah. Well, Paolo threatened the mistress back, saying that she was never important to him and that she was just a working girl. Ew. So I'm just saying that we have all the hallmarks of the same operation that Epstein was running.
Yeah.
So again, this is another scenario where women are coming forward, they're doing all the right thing, and they're being extorted into silence. And when they're not silent and when they're loud, they're being called prostitutes, they're being called crazy, they're being called insane. You know, like, you had a very lavish lifestyle. That didn't
What are
happen.
you even complaining about? You got to stay in this beautiful Manhattan apartment
Right.
just because
It
you were
scares other
technically-
women into not speaking up when that happens too, like other victims. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not going to do me any good.
Yeah.
The mistress, the known mistress came out.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good for me. I'm like, no, I was
nobody.
just a person at a party that got fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Becca Day was able to even link Paolo Zampolli to Harvey Weinstein claims.
Ew.
Which, for those of you who are unaware, Harvey Weinstein was a famous Hollywood producer who abused his power and position as a Hollywood producer to sexually assault women and actresses, right? So that he could get his dick sucked or whatever. I think that case is the big reason for the hashtag #MeToo movement,
Yeah. I
was
think
because
so.
of Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. But it turns out that Weinstein was using a friend's hotel and restaurant chain as a safe haven for him to assault these women. And that restaurant chain is called Cipriani's, which, if you'll remember, is the restaurant that Paolo was fighting so hard to get into the Kennedy Center to increase visitors. Now, the man who owns that chain is a man by the name of Giuseppe Cipriani. I'm fucking it up every time.
Okay.
Who has deep ties to the mob and Hollywood, but basically he's just a rich dude who owns this restaurant and hotel chain, right? And they're fancy ones. Like, all the rich people go to those hotels and restaurants, right?
Yeah.
And it just so happens that this Giuseppe Cipriani guy is great friends with Paolo. Such great friends that Paolo actually has a seat as a member of the Cipriani Group, which is the company that owns the hotels and the restaurants.
Okay.
So he is a part of his mob friend's business.
Yeah.
So that's why he wants it in there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And can you imagine the Kennedy Center being the new rape station?
I mean,
Like, that guy's good with it. If you just want to take that lady into the bathroom and molest her, it'll be okay. Any party we have, you're more than welcome.
that's so
It's
gross.
actually part of our business model here.
Right. Put it on your tab.
And Harvey Weinstein was known to go to this guy's specific restaurants and hotels because it was like a well-known secret that you could get away with it. Like, he would let you. Like, yeah, take him up there. Go do whatever you want.
That's so gross.
That's like what it's known for.
Yeah.
So we got mob ties, girl. And Paolo is on the board for
I'm
that
not
company.
surprised.
I'm not either. So when word started to get out against the Cipriani brand after the whole Weinstein fiasco, Paolo took it upon himself to track down the information of each of the women that were making claims against Harvey Weinstein, and he called the women up to offer them the name of an attorney who could help them with their case. Like, hey, this is terrible, and I, out of the kindness of my heart, want to help you. Here's somebody I highly recommend who is willing to take on your case, very familiar with it, can help you best in the industry.
Okay. This feels so predatory.
It is, because the name of the attorney that he was giving these women the information to was Harvey Weinstein's defense attorney. What? So Paolo was trying to trick the women into sharing all of the details of their assault to his defense attorney so they could build up cases and poke holes in their story prior to trial. Girl.
That's so gross. That's fucked up. And he had no business doing that. There was something to be gained if you're like a nefarious fucking person and stuff, obviously.
Well, he sits on the board. He doesn't want the business to go down. He probably makes money being on that board.
Yeah, I know, but how, like...
And it's the mob.
Blatantly wrong.
I'm sure if you, again, I could be totally wrong, because what do I know? I'm just some fucking blonde chick on her computer, you know, like, right. I have no ties to the mob. I don't know shit. But I'm gonna guess if you're put on the board, there's a reason,
right?
You know,
you got to pull your weight somehow.
And maybe this was him pulling his weight. Like, hey, bud, you got to help us. You got to do what you got to do.
Strings.
Figure out how to save our brand, because if this brand goes down, you're not gonna like it. Right. And he was like,
we're all going down together.
I'm on it. Yeah. And so he played a dirty trick.
But that's such like a gross misrepresentation, a blatant wrong. It's a lie. I don't know.
I think it worked, because I don't think he got in like that much trouble.
I hate it.
Now, Becca Day did all this research on Paolo, right? Mm-hmm. And then all the women started coming out. And this is how Becca started digging further in. Mm-hmm. And then the whole child custody battle came out, and it was in the news a lot. Amanda Ungaro. And she was in on that. And then and Amanda's going to say all this shit. And then she went radio silent. Mm-hmm. And Becca Day was all over this. She was like, red flag, somebody's been killed. Like, what are we doing?
Or something.
And so a lot of her TikToks after that are like, Amanda's still missing. So she's missing to the public. We don't know that she had been deported. Oh. We found out later that she had been deported.
Okay.
But this all like motivates Becca to start digging, right? Yeah. Like, and everything. She's the only one sounding the alarm on Paolo at this time. Yeah. Now there's a lot more information. But just to give Becca Day the fucking credit, because honestly. Yeah. So while she's missing, and she was stuck in the ICE detention center, which we know now, but Becca didn't know at the time, right?
Okay. Yeah. That kind of missing.
Exactly. And I think because of like how educated she made herself on the subject of Paolo, Amanda felt safe in reaching out to Becca and has been feeding her firsthand information on what she endured and witnessed as Paolo's quote-unquote wife for 20 years. Mm-hmm. So this random TikTok content creator, has a fucking direct line to the victim herself and many of the other victims, because they all started talking to her.
Yeah.
Amanda sent Becca pictures of huge bruises on her body that Paolo allegedly left on her. Becca has also provided screenshots from October 9th, 2023, where another victim of Paolo's claimed that she had been drugged and raped by Paolo on the weekend prior of the text message. So that would have been October 7th or 8th of 2023. And this was at one of Paolo's like famous events after a UN thing, right? Now this woman, when she spoke up, she says that she woke up with Paolo on top of her and she couldn't breathe because he was so heavy, and he appeared to be heavily under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Mm-hmm. And when she gained consciousness the next morning, because it sounds like she kind of came to for a second, right? Mm-hmm. And she just remembers that clip. When she gained consciousness the next morning, she had no shirt, no pants, no underwear on. The front door was locked from the outside, so she couldn't leave.
Fuck? Right. What the fuck?
And this is one of his diplomatic residence, okay? Like, there's a sign on the door. The Wado, right? Like that little Wado sign of like, we are the oceans bullshit. Mm-hmm. And there's a sign on the door that's like, you're entering a diplomatic residence, which means like, I think taxpayer dollars pay for him to live there or some shit.
Great. Love that.
And there's a way to lock it from the outside. So you're stuck inside. That's fucking weird. I feel like we should all be way more concerned about that. Like, hey, listen, make sure that doesn't happen. But she started to panic visibly, obviously, because what the fuck? Like, where are my kidneys? And then she heard a male voice come on over the security system.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's fucking terrifying. That's some Saw bullshit.
And that's when she realized that there were actually cameras in every room and she was being watched. And the male voice was Paolo's property manager, a man by the name of Fabrizio, who helps Paolo manage many of his properties all over the world, which, as we know in the Epstein case, you must have property managers. And they know all your secrets, okay? So Fabrizio, who's still his property manager today.
Okay.
He comes on in the overcom system, according to this survivor, and gave the woman a shirt to wear and then let her leave the residence. So he's our hero in this case, sort of. But fucking weird. What the fuck is that?
So but also, how many women has he seen
he's
exit
probably got
like
spare
that?
T-shirts all the time.
You know? Yeah, he's like third drawer down.
Uh-huh. So this woman immediately called the cops after and went to the hospital and had a rape kit done as well as other tests and confirmed that she had date rape drugs. I kind of alluded to this earlier, but like she did all of the shit that she was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. She worked with the local police and they asked her to wear a tap. They got Paolo to admit on the audio that he raped and abused her or whatever. But the problem is when the New York Police Department advanced her case to the detective unit, detectives dropped all the charges and because of Paolo's UN diplomatic immunity. Which I don't know enough about that. I didn't even go down that. Like, what kind of immunity do you have as a UN diplomat?
Yeah, you're just allowed to drug and rape people too?
I wonder if it's that or if it's like, oh, well, he's a UN diplomat and you're just some random girl. I'm not going to believe you, which is not the job of the detective,
right? To
not believe
or not
the victim.
Believe. Yeah, you're supposed to investigate
and find out the truth. So I'm not sure what happened. Like,
but it was just dropped.
It's just dropped,
raised, and then dropped.
It's dropped under the reasoning of him being a UN diplomat, but the woman who was abused mentioned that in her opening statement. Like, I was raped by a UN diplomat. So they knew that the whole time. So they strung her along, got it to the highest level to like now actually do something. And they were like, oh, we can't do anything because he's a UN diplomat. So if you ask me, I think it's all a guise to make her feel like she went through the system and hopefully give her some lame ass excuse and hopefully she'll go away.
Mm-hmm. You tried your best.
But she's not going away.
It didn't work out.
She's not going away.
Wow.
She's partnering with Amanda to be like, all that shit Amanda said is fucking true and it happened to me. I was a mistress. I was somebody who got fucking abused at his hands and I did all the things that I was supposed to do and shit still fell to the ground, right? Like nobody's doing anything. The balls are all dropped.
Yeah.
As soon as this information hit the media, Paolo began calling this survivor. I don't want to always call them victims because these women are badass bitches, okay? Mm-hmm. So Paolo began calling this lady a whore, saying that he never touched her, and if he did, she would have gone to the police and all this shit, right? And that's just what he says in the media.
If he did. And so she's like, okay, well, I did, and so you are.
Yeah, like, exactly. There's no argument here. But, he has the advantage of media. Like, he can say whatever he wants, and they'll publish it, where she doesn't. Like, she's being shadow banned. Girl, I follow her on TikTok, and I have to actively click on her profile to go down and, find her information. Okay, so he goes to the media saying, don't believe anything she says. She's a whore. Mean shit. Which, by the way, every time he ever says anything in the media, it's always gross. Like, I would never. They're gross. She's just a working woman. She's a whore. Donald Trump and I love beautiful things. I love women.
That's how he thinks of women. They're objects.
And he's okay saying it out loud because he's so protected in his little world. So.
And so confident in his protection.
Honestly. And like we said, she did go to the police and nothing happened. Now, this survivor of Paolo, her name is Victoria Drake. And she started sharing accounts and speaking out. But she also has a bunch of lawyers who only let her share little bits. She'll say a bunch of shit and then delete the video.
Oh.
So I'm sure it's like the next day her lawyers are like, shut the fuck up. And she's like, God damn it. So Victoria Drake, she's all over her TikTok being like, the fuck, this is crazy. There's another woman who is actually Elon's ex-girlfriend, who I mentioned earlier. Her name is Ashley St. Clair. She's been all over TikTok too lately because she used to be this MAGA influencer who was eating all the MAGA garbage and da-da-da-da. And now she's turned on herself being like, that's so embarrassing. It's like a cult. And let me tell you all the things I experienced. And she's the one that says that Elon during the elections claims that his fucking space satellites could access the data and could modify the data of the elections. All right. So that's why she's all over the place. But Ashley St. Clair, Victoria Drake, and now Amanda Ungaro are like this trio of very powerful women in this circle who were very close to very powerful men and who are now banding together to spill the beans on everything. But they also all have lawyers and shit that are like, be quiet, stay quiet. Half of them, Ashley St. Clair and Amanda, have children with the men, so they have to be very careful too. But this is like inside information that half of my story came from, was from what they said. They're trying to help blow the whistle on this abusive network. Of course, Paolo claims that they're all crazy mad women because that's what historically men do, powerful men do in
His
these
dick
situations.
just makes him crazy.
Yep, just makes them crazy.
It's so good.
And you better institutionalize those women and lock them up and deport them or whatever because they're such bad apples and they're so
hysterical.
crazy. So there's like literally no new tricks being pulled in any part of this story. It's all the same stamp and repeat recipe. We know what's happening. Becca Day did some digging and found out that Paolo's diplomatic residence address, when you look it up, there's a note on the door that says it's a diplomatic residence, and it also says that you're being recorded 24/7. So when Victoria was being held captive in there and saw all those cameras there, another way just to corroborate her claims. But also, remember the claims of him running this whole like hotel thing or whatever? Well, Becca did some digging, and I guess if you go online onto the websites, you can click a button to rent out the rooms, like the apartments, if you would like. But when you click the button, it takes you to somebody's WhatsApp screen, you know, to like contact them through the app, not like Airbnb or anything like that, because it's all illegal. Like they're doing it under the table or whatever. So again, I don't know for a fact if that's what's happening, but we're just presenting the evidence of like, there's a lot of complaints of people coming and going and running an illegal hotel. There's links online that you can click on. It'll take you some social media app to secure your location. Victims have claimed they have said they've been in there and they're being monitored by video. There's signs on the door that say you're going to be videoed for legal purposes.
Couldn't we subpoena all those cameras or something?
We could.
Like,
how many assaults have been documented? This is, I know I get very excitable, but this is quite literally the exact same thing that Jeffrey Epstein did. It's still happening. When we're like, I think the Jeffrey Epstein ring is still happening, it's Paolo Zampolli.
Yeah.
It's Paolo. It's probably so many others also, but for sure it's Paolo.
Yeah, it's got to be a handful at least.
And it's all going under the radar.
In powerful places that have a place to do it. I won't also say our lovely commander-in-chief.
Oh, that one? That guy? Is he lovely? Is he our commander-in-chief?
So.
I don't really fucking know. I have some questions. So, Amanda is currently in a giant lawsuit against Paolo, as you can imagine, and has been advised to not speak about certain things, but certain things she's been allowed to let out, which is how we've gotten the information. She highlights that her issues are not family drama, but instead a very widespread and deeply ingratiated operation. Like, you got a problem here, guys.
Yeah.
This isn't me just complaining about my family. This is bad.
It's not me complaining about my abusive husband. It's me complaining about my abusive husband who has abused a shit ton of others.
And will abuse more.
And has this pipeline connecting Epstein and all of these aboves.
Yep. Amanda claims that she was introduced to John Casablanca when she was 13, right? Like we talked about. And if you'll recall, John Casablanca is the guy that talked Paolo into coming to the U.S. to open up an agency and was later sued for sexual assault on a minor. She says that Paolo began grooming her when she was just 15, which I mentioned earlier, right? And the story that he tells of him not courting her until 19 is a lie. So sorry for the repetitiveness. You could tell I wrote this over many different days.
It's okay. It feels like the... anyway,
summation.
Here's my... in conclusion.
This is from the horse's mouth, Amanda.
Yeah.
She also confirms that she was on Epstein's plane and that although the released logs show that she would have been 16 or 17 at the time, that one flight that she said that Brunel gave her drugs on or whatever, she actually had taken a flight prior to that. That has not been released of any kind of documentation. Like it wasn't documented. But before she spoke out, she always stuck along with like, yeah, that was the only time I was ever on Epstein's plane and I never saw him again. But then after being deported and ready to go scorched earth, she's like, I was on his plane before that.
Yeah.
Like, this is some bullshit.
And also, they were making me lie that whole time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Here's the truth. Yeah.
Amanda claims to have been a victim and a witness to Jeffrey Epstein's operations, and that she has a lot of evidence to the inner workings of the whole operation, but it's not clear how she became involved with Epstein, right? Like, that part hasn't come out. Like, how she met Paolo, how she met whatever, right? Like, we know, we were told that it was through John Casablanca, but we also know they lie a lot about everything, and we have some gray areas that were like, what was she doing at a nightclub at 16, you know, like.
Right. But if you're in that crowd,
right,
and you're constantly going out, like, who's to say if you met them on a Thursday night at the Kit Kat Club,
right,
or was it on a Friday
together
night at the fucking pool party?
Especially because these kids and girls and women were drugged often.
And also you could meet a person in passing and that doesn't really make any much of an effect on you, but then when you wake up in the middle of them raping you, you'd be like, you know,
I'm gonna remember that guy.
I feel like I've seen this guy before.
Is that
Where
Trump?
did I meet him? Is it now? Like, does this count as meeting? You know?
Yeah, really. Do we really want to tell them that this is how we met?
Right. It's, I don't know. I mean,
sure.
I could see it all being blurred together and all of that. And so then it becomes convoluted when someone's like, well, how did you guys even meet? Was it through this guy or that guy?
Yeah.
And when you can't tell them, like, I don't know, man, it was just at a fucking party or
Right.
whatever. Like, the parties, I'm sure, blur together too.
100%. Well, and also to your point, you know, when they can't answer that question, that benefits the perpetrator because it just discredits the victim. Like, oh, you can't even...
You don't even know where you met him, but you're sure you met him. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or when they're all drugged and confused and they get their stories all mixed up, they're like, your stories don't... Like in the whole fucking Boys Town bullshit, the Franklin scandal, where they literally made witnesses drop out because they were convinced that they're non-credible. Like, you were drugged the whole time. And you're like, well, I'm not trying to get perjury charges.
Right. Yeah.
I just want to live my life.
And you come into this second chance at life thing. You've escaped the little horrors that you were in. And so they're just, like, you know, you want to keep this new life going, then shut your fucking mouth.
Exactly.
Which is not how it's supposed to go.
Not at all. So now Amanda, also in her scorched earth plan, maintains that it was Epstein who introduced Trump to Melania because Melania was Epstein's escort first. In fact, Victoria Drake on her TikTok has like a video of Amanda Ungaro like leaving a voice recording to someone. I don't know, because there's never any like much context. It's just like you have to put the pieces together yourself, you know, which is like the best for my puzzle loving brain. I'm like, I'm just going to sit on this TikTok account for the rest of my life and break apart every little thing I see. Amanda is saying like, let's just get it fucking straight. We all know that it was from Epstein that Melania met Trump, and it wasn't, I think she might be talking to Paolo, like leaving a voice message for him. Like, we all know it wasn't you, whatever, blah. Anyway, interesting. So they're close enough that they're all sharing information and screenshots and videos and all this other stuff. Amanda says that as soon as Epstein's name became relevant in the news again is when Paolo had her deported, like along obviously with the child, whatever. But as soon as his name became very relevant and she was threatening to talk about it, that's when she disappeared for 3 months. Let it all lay low. Get her somewhere where she can't talk and where everybody's going to forget what happened.
Well, it is also very suspicious that the wife of a very prominent person who would have the ability to pull the strings to get her out, you know, didn't.
Oh, 100%.
At all.
No, he did quite the opposite. He did everything he could to keep her in.
His child's mom. Like, even if you don't like that person, as a high-profile person, you would pull the string to be like, all right, you can, like, you shouldn't be in this detention center for that long. At least get them processed and deported or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he would do something, but he didn't.
He tried to keep her longer. Like, it benefits him to quiet her. She couldn't access the outside world, so we couldn't hear her story. And there was quite literally only this Becca Day being like, hey, guys, what's going on?
She's missing.
Yeah. And then when she popped up, and, you know, now we're getting the rest of her story through, you know, random publications. But even then, they're claiming that half the story she tells gets cut because they're too fucking chicken shit to print it.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of them. The media is. And I mean, I don't know how far we want to take this, but it's quite obvious because even reporters in the White House get called piggy, told to smile, all this other shit. Like, you have to keep your fucking mouth shut and take the abuse to even be granted the privilege to stand there in a world of free motherfucking speech is wild.
Yeah.
It is wild, okay? So I could see if I owned a company, a publication or whatever, and I have to play by their rules in order to continue my livelihood, I could see people cutting shit and being like, well, we'll help give you a voice, but we're not going to say that part.
Yeah.
But it's not like she knows, right? Like she goes to the interview and
She
whatever
gives the whole interview. Yeah.
So that's pretty fucked up too, man. It's just another way to silence all the victims.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Amanda also claims that Paolo was involved in stealing $61 million from the United Nations, which seems like a lot of money to steal, but I wonder if it's through those organizations. Anyway.
I would imagine it's some kind of a laundering or skimming or whatever he's not doing for the WATO.
Yeah. But this claim is something that no one has ever been held accountable for yet or not, but she's claiming she's got receipts on all this shit, so we'll see where it goes.
$60 million is a lot to us.
To nothing to him, but it's a lot to the American people or the United Nations, whoever's funding that, you know?
I would think whoever's putting money into that.
That would be a lot of money to lose.
Yeah.
Amanda says that she has a huge legal team behind her and she plans to take Paolo down and get custody of her child back. So there's going to be more to come in the future, I'm sure.
I hope she does.
I hope so too. The story could honestly go on and on and on, but I feel like I've presented enough evidence here to suggest that the network that Epstein, Trump, and Zampolli operate in are so interconnected and so big, and it's absolutely still active and going on, and it didn't stop with Epstein's death.
Right.
So, my last couple bullets here. Just really quick, an example of how I could just go on and on. The Victoria girl, right? Active on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I caught a live of hers randomly. Like I was just scrolling and it was a live. And I kind of told you about this, but she was really upset on the live, like almost in tears crying. And she was speaking out saying that her father had just been chemically poisoned.
Oh, you did tell me about this. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was like, guys, like 2 weeks ago. Like it's really recent. And she was saying he got chemically poisoned on a flight from Las Vegas back to wherever the fuck she lives.
Yeah.
And that they think that it's on the flight that he got poisoned. He got home, ended up in the hospital, and he had fluid on his lungs. And when they tested him, the doctor said you were chemically poisoned. Like, it's not pneumonia. It's the effects of a chemical poisoning, which I'm not sure. Maybe fucking basic poisons do that. Cyanide. I didn't look up the side effects of the fluid on the lungs. But she was clearly shaken on the live, and she was so upset because it had just happened to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, you guys pray for my dad. They're after me. Like, and they come here in their blacked out windows and Escalades and SUVs and they follow me. I'm being followed all the time for speaking out. And now they're fucking with my family. And if you're fucking with my family, I'm about to tear you to shreds. Like, I don't give a shit about my lawyers. I don't give a shit about anything. Like, I will go after you. What more? Kind of like Amanda is like, you take my kid. What more do I have to live for?
Yeah.
Obviously, they both have a lot to live for and they should be kept safe and everything. And
but they got to that mental breaking point.
Exactly.
I'm willing to sacrifice myself if you've already taken everything else from me.
So these women definitely deserve like a follow. Go pay attention to them. Even if you think they're crazy, like go watch for yourself and determine, because maybe they are, but they have fucking legit reasons to be crazy and scared, you know, like,
right.
And by crazy being like, are they really being followed? Yeah, 100%. But like, am I being followed? No, I'm the crazy one is what I meant by crazy. Okay. Like, you might think like, sure they are. But like, I don't know. Go check it out, guys, because it's fucking, it is wild. Also, another thing that Victoria mentions on her TikTok, and this is the thing that I was like, could you send me a screenshot of that? She keeps talking about this business called Sal Anthony's Organic Raw Chicken is what I thought she was saying in her thingies, but I think she meant kitchen. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's interchangeable. And I think she's claiming that Paolo uses these locations for assault or something, or like maybe if you look up the address, it's tied to the Sal Anthony's whatevers, but what's going on there, like it's tied to Paolo somehow.
It's like another Saccaroni one or whatever.
Yeah.
Sipperoni.
Yeah. And so like, I don't know the whole story, right? Like I have dug into everything else. This is one rabbit hole I didn't have enough time to track down, but I spent a little time digging into it. And I had noticed when she posted it that it's only a block away from the towers, the Union Square apartments that Paolo Zampolli for sure owned and put Melania in and shit. So I was like, that's only a 5-minute walk away. That's fucking crazy. But when you Google this place, it gives you the address, right? And you know how on Google you can see other people's pictures from that place? There's tons of them. And there's a picture of this beautiful building on a corner, and it's called Sal Anthony's, and it looks like seafood, looks like delicious food. When you go inside, it also looks kind of like an old New York building that everybody's just paying a lot of money to sit in. You know,
Okay.
like there's like an air conditioning wall unit. It looks a little janky, but all the stuff looks really fancy.
Yeah.
And then so I did the like Google Maps drop your pin thing to go see the actual location. And when you drop it, it's in the middle of a block. It's not on a corner at all. And across the street is like some warehouse thing where a lot of trucks are coming out. And then when you look at the building itself, you can go back in time all the way to like 2014. It was never Sal Anthony's. It was like a Mexican karaoke bar or something for a
fun.
long. I know. And now it's like Jake's Impossibly Amazing Steakhouse or some random ass long name. And when you click on the Jake's Possibly Amazing Steakhouse, it's like a really fancy like walkthrough tour. Like somebody with a lot of money put a lot of effort into it. But when you look from the outside, it looks ghetto as fuck. So that made me be like, that's really weird. Like, I clearly don't understand the Sal Anthony's connection because the pictures of Sal Anthony's is not that location ever. Like looking from 2014 to forward, it is not that location. It might be another one and I didn't dig that far because there is another location. So maybe it's taken from that one and put onto this address intentionally. I don't know. But when you look up just the address without Sal Anthony's or anything, you find this other business that allegedly is there called like E-Entertainment, or it's like E54 Entertainment. And the address is like East 54 or something. So I'm guessing that's where it came from. And on Yelp, this E-Entertainment whatever business is no longer active, but it gives you the name of the business owner. And when you look up the name of that business owner, he has Instagram, X, whatever. He's also a fashion industry someone or something or other. And he's got all these pictures of, it looks like he's almost like a DJ or something, but maybe he just puts on these entertainment things. And he calls them all, like, it's the address for his entertainment business is that Sal Anthony's address. Like, the address is being used for multiple businesses that when you look them up, they all say they're out of business.
That's weird.
But this one guy that I looked up is still very active. And I don't know his name. I don't know if he's associated in any way. Remember, I couldn't go down this whole rabbit hole. But it just made me question, like, what is that? What is going on?
yeah.
Like, why? I don't know even what Victoria is getting at in those Sal Anthony posts because she can't say everything either, or perhaps I haven't dug around long enough or stayed long enough on lives to understand what's going on. But even in my own little investigation, I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
What the fuck?
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I don't like it. It's weird and it's shady. And let's see what these three ladies come up with.
Yeah.
And if they start dying,
Note it.
what else are we going to do?
I don't know.
Because we know the fucking recipe.
Yeah.
And they're not even deviating from the plan. The most deviation from any plan I have seen so far is Trump on this Kennedy Center naming that. I fucking mark my goddamn words. There's something weird going on back there. There's something weird.
Yeah.
There's something weird. It just means something, guys, and I don't know what yet.
Yeah.
But if anybody else has any ideas, if while I was telling this story, you guys were like, oh shit, that reminds me of this, that, or the other, please fucking email me. I will go down that rabbit hole next. I need launching points. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting the shit I find on TikTok. And then you get these crazy ass, like, and there's logins.
Wherever you end up at midnight scrolling.
Yeah. Go ahead and shoot that over to us. If you want to do that, you can do that at isgdpodcast@gmail.com.
Ooh, yeah.
If you want to follow us on our social media, we're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. If you would like to snail mail us like Bailey did,
Whoop, whoop.
you can do that at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 9197.
9. Bailey even said in her email, she was like, as I was filling out the address, I was wondering if Stacey remembers the address. I still don't fucking know it.
No.
That's because I don't have to say it. I just know to say 9 at the end.
But she said it was a 77 that they made.
91977?
Yeah, they like wanted her to change it to 91977 or something. And I was like, yep, that fucking, it has 2 zip codes. And
It works
for whatever
also.
reason, they made us do the 9, which does not work in my brain, which is why you sing it.
I know. And I actually really like that it worked for 77 because
Yeah.
that's what I know the zip code as well.
Right. Yeah.
That 9 is fucking wild.
Throws me off.
Anyway,
All right.
should we open this?
Hell yeah, we should.
Also, if you guys aren't already, go support us on Patreon. For as little as $1, you get an extra episode every month. And we have different tiers there so you can get access to behind-the-scenes video footage where we don't edit shit. And you see us struggle through this entire episode that has been kindly edited for you.
There is some struggle.
It's hot in here.
Do you have a opening device?
I got this That is
No.
crow's claw.
I have a knife in my purse.
Honestly, this would probably work.
These are really sharp talons. Oh, man. Who zipped this motherfucker?
Oh my God, it's hot.
Probably me not wanting my sick knife to fall out.
What else was I going to Google while you were doing that?
Mm,
There's one other thing I wanted to know if somebody was still doing something. And then I was like, I'm not going to do that. I made them watch me Google so many times. And now that you're busy.
oh, it's wrapped so cute.
I'm so excited. Bailey, thank you so much. I don't even know what's happening here, but thanks for showing us love. It's in another box.
It's a box.
Can you believe it?
In a bag.
How should we do it?
I don't know.
First a note, you read.
Okay.
Oh, they're labeled.
Okay.
Stacy,
Okay.
Aaron.
Should I read it?
Yes.
Out loud? Aloud?
Probably.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey, guys,
ladies.
she wrote on each of them.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be an adventure.
Oh, my God. It's a choose your own adventure. Oh, I thought it said 2. I think it's underlined. So I've been trying to sit down and write an awesome letter for so long, but I have 3 kids, a.k.a. too many fucking kids. Girl,
Preach.
never more than the amount of hands you have.
Honestly. Well, you got a husband. You got 2 more.
It's true. So
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
it's
I guess I don't know that.
That's also true. It's a struggle over here. It literally started this 2 months ago, and now I'm just like, fuck, I need to get this shit done. Mainly, I
Aw.
needed to tell you that your podcast gives me life. You give me life.
Honestly.
I finished the main podcast in 2 months. 2 months!
God damn, son.
And the Patreon in 2 weeks. God damn, girl! I have no clue what to do while waiting for new episodes. This would be way easier if I lived in San Diego because then we could hang out. But as I am all the way in
We
North
would be like, Bailey,
Carolina,
come off the door. It's getting hot in here.
we need a wafter.
Also, can you just go ahead and do social media?
Oh my God,
and
so many.
research and
She said she's out in North Carolina. That's not an option. I'll try to bide my time with another podcast, but I tried that when I finished the main podcast and ended up signing up for Patreon the next day after trying 3 different ones.
it's tough out there, man. I'll tell you what.
But anyway, here's Wonderwall. I hope you like your gifts. I am by no means a professional, just an unhinged, crafty bitch. I'm so excited right now.
Oh my God. There's nothing
That
more
needs to
meaningful
keep her
than-
hands busy. I can't wait to watch the unboxing. Gonna have to wrap this up. Kids are losing their shit. Sorry if my handwriting is shit. I'm sitting on the couch while my kids are screaming over toys. Love you, crazy ladies, Bailey.
Oh my God. I think
First of
we're
all,
all best friends.
Your handwriting is beautiful.
I
So.
am so in love with every one of our listeners.
I'm so
honestly.
excited. I just love that they're all our best friends.
I do too.
Like, we would hang out. I'm like, yes, we would.
Like
Karaoke.
genuinely, I feel like we were long lost friends, and I'm like catching up. Like,
Yeah.
wow, what is she doing?
She's in South
She's like,
Carolina.
anyway,
Or is it
I'm
North?
just-
I think it's North Carolina.
I already forgot everything about her.
Now I need to know. It's North.
Okay, let's do it.
Suddenly I'm invested.
Look at this. She wrapped each thing, and it's labeled. This one has my name. That one has your
gosh.
name. Ready? Ready?
Yeah?
Did she make it?
Oh my god. It's so
They're embroidered little baggies with their names on it.
They're so cute.
Oh my
What's in
God! Sorry,
mine
I
was-
yelled right in your
mine
ear.
was open already. I
Okay,
closed
I
it.
think you're gonna have to make her something because this is all
Oh my God, how
embroidered.
cute is that?
There's a keychain, guys, and it's like embroidered. I said, "Goddamn, our logo." Like you cannot.
It's so
I cannot.
perfect.
I cannot.
I don't know whose camera has
Was
it.
it mine?
Yours.
I don't think anybody's ever gonna be able to see.
No.
Maybe they will.
Oh my god, it's really cute.
Guys, fucking handmade. Look at that shit.
I'm putting this on my keys right now.
Look at that shit. Oh, I
Keep
don't want it to
going.
get ruined. I do this every time, and then I just end up with all these cool keychains around me. I need to just start using them.
Yeah. See? It's on my keys. Girl!
How does she do this in like what? It's like a tiny little embroidery hoop, whatever those are called.
So cute.
Girl,
This shit's
she made
fancy.
2 of this. Look, she was like, and I still have to make another one. That's what I would
Yeah,
think.
2 whole ass names.
Like, goddamn.
They're really
Girl, and then
pretty.
she's over here like, I'm sorry I didn't get it out fast enough. Bitch, you have been busy. Are
First
you
of all,
kidding?
your embroidery handwriting is better than my regular handwriting.
Honestly, samesies. Oh my God, that's so sweet. I'm going to put my weed in there.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone. What's that one say?
This one says, for the audiobooks you don't want to connect to your husband's car. Girl, there's one I'm reading right now that's
Not good.
aggressive,
To say the least. What's it called, Aaron?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I bought it based on the picture.
Smut slut.
So cute! It's an another little embroidery thingy, and it's got a little book at the bottom.
It's got a little book at
Dude,
the bottom.
how is she doing this? They're all like sealed in. Like she seals the back shut.
Well, so now I looked at that because I picked up cross stitch, right? Which is a similar hobby but different. Your stitches are so
is this
fucking
cross stitch
pretty.
or embroidering?
No,
is it the
this
same?
This is embroidery.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, the book is metal.
Oh, stop it. Let me see.
Or like metal thread.
Oh, that's really cool. Smut slut.
That's really funny.
Does she
But
just
you
like
can,
glue a back on it?
Yeah, you
So we don't see all your messy strings, girl. You hiding your mess.
You hiding it good. I think you glue it maybe. Like you cut it
Glue it?
right on there and then glue it on.
Oh my god.
You
Well, I
little
can't wait to hang all
smut
this shit.
slut.
We need more things to.
We do.
I think we have them over there. We'll do that after.
Thing of push pins.
Next week, it's going to be redecorated with just a few more things.
I can't wait.
Okay, what's next?
Smut slut. Your side.
Oh, just because. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm reading ahead. Girl,
Oh my god, there's so many.
there's
How do you have
so-
the time?
It says fuck.
Oh, it's so cute.
I want to hang these in my house. Like, are you kidding?
Can I keep them all and put them in my bathroom?
Look at
my
this.
new bathroom?
Bitch.
Ah! Oh my god.
Oh my god. Calm your tits. These are fucking
so
amazing.
good.
I want them all over my house.
I know.
Do you know how many compliments I get on the one that you gave me for my front of my door that says,
Come back with the warrant?
come back with a warrant? Literally
I must
everybody who comes by. I keep trying to be like, where can I hang
know.
it?
I just want to touch them all. I'm so
Girl,
impressed.
they're going all over. We're
this-
redecorating.
Calm your tits. Oh my god, this is so cool.
Is there a watermelon on it?
No?
Like where your hand is? Oh, no. I was seeing the shadow of your finger.
Oh,
Like,
watermelon.
did she do a tiny watermelon?
Oh,
like a
we are
slice?
absolutely redecorating. 'Cause-
Yeah, I'm inspired instantly.
Oh my god, these are so cute.
Oh no, some of these are melting now. It's starting to get hot in here.
It's very hot in here. These are really cute. I'm
Girl, you are fucking talented.
so
How did
jealous
you
of
have
your
the
skills.
time?
Yes.
You got 2 kids?
I tried backstitching once, which is like what that stuff is, I think. Pretty sure.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
Honestly, it looks really hard. It looks like it would take for fucking ever.
All right, next one.
She must have these in bulk. Just like a ton of hoops.
Oops. This one is for the future commune.
Oh, we
number
we
one.
almost bought a castle yesterday.
Oh my god. It's the most beautiful castle you've ever seen. It needs a little elbow grease or some light dusting.
Yeah, maybe like a couple
An
scaffolding.
exorcism.
No, we want them to stay.
That's true. Don't be a dick.
Ah,
Girl,
yes.
I'm so
One rule.
fucking impressed.
It's got flowers, guys.
I'm so
It's
impressed.
3D.
It's 3D.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be
It's
a dick.
rule number fucking 1. We should put this on the door.
I know, right?
Rule number 1.
Don't be a dick.
Oh my god, girl. Bailey.
I'm so impressed.
Look at all the different strings she has, too.
I hope you sell these, and I hope you make $1 million.
Is it like an ombre string? Like where it's darker and lighter? Sorry. I'm
variegated? But yes. Yeah, I would think so. That's like
Excuse
a
moi
blue and a green and a pink
for not knowing
variegation.
the industrial word.
It's okay that you don't know the movie quality. I'm so impressed, though. I'm so fucking impressed. I don't want to touch these little flowers too much because I don't want them to break because I don't know how you made them. But also, I really want to touch these little flowers.
I
a lot.
fluffed them pretty good.
I was fluffing the fuck out of it as I was saying that. Like, don't want to touch these too much. Let me molest them. Though.
I'm worried my sweaty hands are gonna stain it.
No.
Okay, 1, 2,
Where-
3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna need 5 thumbtacks after this.
Yes, at least.
Bitch, you just upgraded our
Oh, you do
shed
that one.
so much. And this one says, for those minty bees. Oh, I guess I should be careful about
I
my
have some
ribbon.
minty bees. Ooh, what is it?
This is in my mental breakdown era. Girl,
That's so
I needed
cute.
this a year ago. I still am breaking down, though, so it's okay.
It's so true. I feel like you could hang it on a door.
You could.
You know? Like,
yeah.
Like, don't,
Like, don't come in.
leave me alone right now.
I'm in my mental breakdown era. Oh my God, Bailey, thank you so much.
I will
This
say
is amazing.
as well. I've heard that metallic thread is like the fucking devil's asshole hairs to work with.
Wait, is this more metallic thread?
Yeah, this whole mental breakdown. The longest part of that
Oh my
is
God.
everything that I've seen. People are like, I would never do again. Looks super cute. Would never do again. She
Honestly,
put on
it
fucking
looks
all
like
of them.
she's doing like little hoops and then going into each one of those little hoops. Like it looks like a sewing machine did this.
Do you think
But
the sewing machine
better.
did it?
No
Nah,
way.
This bitch did it by
But you
hand.
can't do that with a sewing machine. But you know how like a sewing machine, like you look at it and you can see, like when you're
Oh, yeah,
ripping stitches and you're like, oh, I see how they did
I know
that.
how it works.
That's what it looks like to me. Maybe that's the thread. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I'm fucking impressed though.
I am too. I'm so impressed.
Okay, you made us like exclusive art, handmade art,
Literally.
and you made us a lot of it. I'm so impressed.
So
I'm
pretty.
so happy to be your friend.
I know. I
You know how to make really cool shit.
think my goddamn is that we just got a new best friend. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Fuck, man. You guys treat us so
I'm gonna
nice.
put my little purse inside my regular purse.
And it's my anniversary today, so if I don't get flowers, at least I
That's
got
right.
this, you know?
I'm gonna put my keys in my new key pouch. It's gonna have to be a weed pouch.
Yeah.
It's too small for my keys. 'Cause
Oh,
my
no.
keys are obnoxious.
It's probably too small for your weed, too. I'm going to put my weed in there. All right. On that note, guys, we love you so fucking much. Thank you for everything. Thanks for listening to that entire fucking episode.
Yeah.
Please write to me and tell me everything you think, because I live for those moments.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.